The author didn't bother with logic while writing this, so readers, please check your brains at the door for now. This project turned out great. I'm impressed. You've got real potential, kid. The sky's the limit. Alex Turner smiled modestly. Thanks, but you're too kind, Mr. Hayes. I just got lucky. Come on now. You're solid all around, but you're way too humble. A little humility's good for a young guy, but you take it too far. Mr. Hayes shifted gears, suddenly getting personal. So, Alex, how old are you these days? Alex answered straight. 27. Whoa, not a kid anymore. You seeing anyone? Got a girlfriend lined up? Alex chuckled. Haven't really thought about it yet. Mr. Hayes leaned in. You gotta settle down, man. Us guys work our asses off for what? A wife, kids, and a cozy home at the end of the day. Tell you what, I've got a niece. Looks wise? Stunning. I'm not exaggerating. She's like a supermodel. Graduated from an Ivy League school abroad. Only child. Her parents spoil her rotten. I think you two would hit it off. How about I set up a meet? Grab coffee sometime. Alex hesitated. Mr. Hayes, Well, Alex, you aren't. You know. Alex, this was a huge misunderstanding. Did his boss think he was gay? Sure, he'd sworn off marriage for life, planning to stay single, but he was straight as an arrow. His aversion to relationships stemmed from some serious trauma when it came to women. Haha, relax. I'm just messing with you, Mr. Hayes said, clapping him on the shoulder. Listen, Alex, you're the only guy I know who's good enough for her. Anyone else? I'd never risk it. What could Alex say to that? Better to go along with it. The girl sounded out of his league anyway. Maybe she'd take one look and pass. For some reason, though, Alex felt a wave of unease. Like something bad was brewing tonight. As the celebration dinner wrapped up and he left the hotel, he spotted the flashy Rolls-Royce parked curbside, impossible to miss. His heart sank, blood turning to ice. Now he knew where the dread was coming from. He turned to bolt, but it was too late. The back window rolled down, revealing a face of stunning beauty. Seattle's richest heiress, a once-in-a-generation prodigy, Sophia Reed. Long time no see, Alex Turner. Sophia smiled at him, lips curving perfectly. She was gorgeous. Her smile could launch 1,000 ships. But a chill shot from Alex's toes straight to his scalp. His limbs went numb. He stepped back instinctively, as if the woman smiling from the car was a monster straight out of hell. In his mind, Sophia was worse than any nightmare, 10,000 times over. He spun to run, but Sophia caught his intent, her smile turning cold. You really don't want to see me that bad? Alex gritted his teeth, growling low. You told me to get lost back then. What do you want now? Sophia stared at him intently, her eyes holding an affection that unnerved him. Working this late? Your job must be exhausting. Alex, come back to me. I won't let you struggle like this. In your dreams. Alex snarled. Sophia, please, just leave me alone. He fled, his steps frantic, nothing like the composed guy who'd owned a room at the dinner. Terror gripped Alex's heart. 8 years ago, right after high school graduation, on his way to a part-time gig, he'd run into Sophia and kicked off 3 years of pure hell. On the surface, she was Seattle's billionaire heiress, but inside, a twisted devil. Alex had been her plaything, discarded after 3 years with a cold, get out. He'd escaped like a man reprieved, hiding at home for 2 full years before mustering the guts to step outside. It took him 5 more years to rebuild his life, clawing his way up with sheer grit to where he was now. Things were finally on track. He couldn't let Sophia wreck it all again. But the power gap was massive. To her, he was just a pathetic ant. He couldn't fight her. To escape Sophia and start fresh. Alex had even left his hometown for a city 1,000 miles away. But she tracked him down anyway. Despair hit hard. Back at his apartment, he didn't hesitate, packed his bags, and prepped to run. Call him spineless, a coward, whatever. He had no choice. He hated her guts, but couldn't just end it cleanly. What about his mom, if something happened to him? He'd finally carved out a career, a life. Now, because of this woman, he had to ditch it all, flee like a dog, and rebuild from scratch. They'd never crossed paths before. Why was she hell-bent on ruining him? Was this her idea of fun? His mom saw his panic. Alex, what's wrong? He didn't want her worrying, so he lied. Work's sending me on a trip. Urgent. Gotta leave now. Mom, it'll be a while, and I hate leaving you alone. Come with me. Good thing he never lied. She bought it. But how could he forget who Sophia was? If she wouldn't let go, escape was impossible. When Alex spotted the slim figure waiting outside, his brain short-circuited. Hearing him, Sophia turned, smiling like nothing was up, and sweetly greeted his mom. Hello, ma'am. Demons are masters of disguise. 8 years ago, her pitiful act had fooled him right in her trap. His mom smiled back, then whispered to him. Alex, who's this girl? At his age, still single? His mom kept quiet but worried. First time a girl showed up and drop-dead gorgeous? She was thrilled, nodding eagerly. With her around, the girl seemed shy. Once his mom left, Alex's face hardened. What do you want? Sophia eyed his luggage. And you? Planning to run? Alex, none of your business. Sophia smiled. How's it not? You mine. Those casual words flipped a switch in him, pushing him to the edge, dredging up old despair and fear like a tidal wave from the past. Alex deflated. What do you want? Stay with me. Sophia held up 3 fingers. 3 days. After that, you're free. I promise I won't bother you again. Alex's trust in her was below 0. He laughed bitterly. And how do I know you'll keep it? You told me to vanish forever, but here you are breaking that. Sophia blinked innocently. You got it wrong. I said you stay out of my sight. I never said I couldn't show up in yours. Totally different. Alex was speechless. Silence stretched. Sophia broke it. You asked for a guarantee? My life, how's that? Alex, I know I'm no saint in your eyes, but this time, I mean it. Did he have a choice? No. The familiar despair made him clench his fists. Wind whistled past. Storm's coming. Big rain tonight, they said. Alex heard himself cave. Fine. Just this once. Hope you mean it. But in the end, Sophia broke her word. That day, before parting, she hugged him tight, long enough he nearly passed out. Later, she said someone would pick him up tomorrow. Alex didn't sleep a wink. No point running now. She knew where he was, probably had people watching. Pissing her off? Bad idea. The storm raged all night, leaving his heart as battered as the stripped trees outside, wilted and defeated. What was her game? His future felt like a blank void. He waited anxiously all day. No one came. 3 days later, Sophia's butler, Charles, showed up. Back when Alex was stuck with her, everyone called him Young Master Alex out of respect. Habit stuck. Young Master Alex. Miss Reed says you're free now. He handed over a file folder, looking conflicted. This is from her. She didn't want you struggling. She hopes you live it up. Charles gave him a deep look and left. Alex opened it, stunned. Several black credit cards, company stocks, property deeds, worth billions combined. Not even counting whatever was loaded on those cards. Charles, wait. Alex chased him, confused. What does this mean? Charles turned. Besides settling a staff, she left everything to you. Alex, why? Charles looked up, silent, tears welling. He couldn't hold them back. Grabbing Alex's shoulders, he shook him wildly, whispering furiously. She's gone. Alex dumbly asked, where? But his gut twisted, not that. She's so young. She's in heaven, you idiot. Do you get it? She was sick real bad. Her last wish was seeing you. But you treated her like a monster. She never meant to hurt you, never. Such a good girl. And you didn't appreciate it. Sometimes I wonder if you're blind. Alex swayed like a rag doll under the shaking. Shock it hard. Sophia dead? Impossible. But her people were loyal. No one would joke like this. Turns out, that day she held back because pain hit suddenly. She hid her weakness from him. That night, rushed to ICU. She never came out. Alex found his voice after a bit. But why leave it all to me? Why do you think? Charles roared, nearly unhinged. Because she cared about you. You're the only one she ever did. The only one she worried about. The shout rattled Alex. It felt absurd, like hearing she was dead. No way. If she cared, why trap him, strip his dignity, make him suffer? Sophia was gone. No more midnight terrors. He was truly free. But the relief he expected? Absent. Charles calm, pleading almost. If it's a next life. Give her a chance, okay? I'm begging you. Alex stared at the usually polished Charles, tears streaming, something stirring in him. He nodded, almost possessed. Next life, huh? If there was one. Maybe he'd give Sophia and himself a shot. Under the late June sun, Alex stood on the sidewalk, staring at the girl who tripped right in front of him. He was reborn, back to post-graduation day, heading to his part-time job. The day Sophia tricked him home. Alex's family wasn't well off. His mom had surgery that drained their savings. Sophia? Seattle's billionaire heiress. They should have stayed in their lanes, parallel lines forever. But her accidental fall tangled them into a messy knot. Sophia looked genuinely hurt, eyes teary, lifting a harmless, pitiful face. Alex's throat went dry. He echoed his past self. Hey, you okay? Sophia sniffled. It hurts. I can't get up. Alex paused. Last time, he'd helped without thinking, pulling her up. Then she claimed her leg hurt, asked for a ride home. Next, her weird offer. Stay a day, 10 grand pay. Sounded like a dream deal. But Alex didn't buy free lunches. Sensing a trap, unease hit, he refused. Headed for the door. 2 burly guards blocked him. Ended up stuck at her place for 3 years. Left with scars that made him swear off women, single for life. Staring at her pitiful act, Alex wanted to bail. But her people were nearby. He couldn't escape. Then he recalled Charles's plea, his own wavering. Fine, he thought bitterly. Fate's call. Time to keep that promise. Give her, and me, a chance. Facing the woman who'd shaped his life, emotions churned, complicated. Did she trap me because she cared? Not just for fun? And left him everything after dying. Like before, Alex offered his hand. Sophia's eyes lit up. She reached tentatively, disbelieving. Gripping tight, he pulled her up with a gentle tug. Sun flushed her fair skin pink. Thanks. My leg's killing me. Can't walk. Can you get me home? Alex sighed inwardly. History repeating. He glanced at his coffee shop job. He'd be late. But was that gig worth more than handling this unstable heiress? Last time, he'd refused, offered to hail a cab. Stranger obligation maxed. Alex nodded. Sure. Her eyes sparkled at his firm yes. He helped her to the curb, spotting a familiar Rolls-Royce. Her usual ride. Back in the mansion that had caged him for 3 years, Alex felt dazed. Instinct screamed to drop her and run. Willpower kept him cool, escorting her inside like nothing. A middle-aged man in a tailored tux approached. Charles, worlds from the broken, tearful guy in his memories. He frowned at her injured leg. Fake, of course. Miss Reed, what happened? Nothing, trip. Charles eyed Alex, bowing elegantly, sincerely. Thank you for helping her. Alex's lip twitched. Reborn with hindsight, he thought. Oscar-worthy. Charles was in on luring him here. Sophia wasn't just unstable. She was a genius. Spotlight stealer, IQ off the charts, crushing peers. Same age as Alex, but while he awaited college scores, dreaming of dorm life, she ran her empire, CEO, in all but name. Impressive? Hell yes. Unhinged? Absolutely. She lived alone in this palace-like estate. Family seemingly vanished. Later, he learned they weren't dead. She cut ties. Born Harlan, she switched to mom's maiden name, Reed, to ditch dad's side. Once, her brother showed up. Chat lasted seconds before screams. Guy strutted in, got carried out twisted in agony, face pale with terror. Alex bet he'd never return. Not there, but sure the guy provoked her? Post-incident, Sophia griped him. Harlan folks all idiots, one dumb enough to show up for an arm twist and leg break. Clearly, she excluded herself. Later, Charles warned against crossing her, sighing she earned her spot, saved Harlan Corp from crash, took control. Without that, she'd be a pawn in family deals. Back then, Alex thought, her tough luck? None of my business. Innocent me. Why trap and humiliate? Not a masochist. Now he pondered, her paranoia, trapping him, tied to childhood crap. Still felt wronged. If twisted, then on herders, not innocents like me. Caring means hurting? One mystery, why him? Gourmet chef busied in the kitchen. Staff brought fruit platters and pastries. Fruits? Exotic imports that had cost his family's monthly budget. Pastries like edible art he hated wasting. Sophia sat, staring intently. Don't go. Stay. 10 grand a day. 10 grand a day? Alex feigned shock. What for? Just stay with me. Listen, normal folks hearing that. Mind wander. Past Alex did too. But this life? Different choices. He acted surprised. You serious? 10 grand daily? Her face relaxed visibly. Dead serious. Passed him slave for far less, never hitting that. Made her generosity suspicious. But truth, she had ulterior motives. Alex stayed. Rare rebirth, he craved home. Yo, Alex, you there? Jake Ramirez was his ride-or-die bro. Childhood pals, bond unbreakable, knife in ribs loyal. Jake slacked, game-obsessed, ignored studies. Dad caught him gaming all night pre-graduation, lost it. Yanked him from bed for tough love, enrolled him in prep school. Jake buckled down, aced finals, then collapsed. Scared parents prioritized health over grades. Once recovered, Dad handed 5 grand for fun. Jake invited Alex, covering costs considering his situation. 5 grand? Plenty for duo adventures. Alex declined. Not pride, he and Jake were tight. But bros can't bankroll forever, tuition loomed. He needed independence. To support his folks, they'd sacrifice tons. Jake, outside's overhyped. Crowds everywhere, waste of cash. Heading back tomorrow. Jake, heard from Dad via your mom. You at your boss's place? Jake, how'd your side gig land you there? Jake, boss guy or girl? Not after your looks, right? Bro tip, stay sharp. Jake, these days guys gotta protect themselves too. Jake, any drink handed over, don't sip. Jake, remember. Alex, thrilled seeing carefree 18-year-old Jake. Type back, got it. You two out there. Looked up, Sophia at the door, watching who knows how long. She'd changed. Simple white shirt, navy slacks, curly hair and high ponytail. Icy aura muted her youth, making her seem sharp, no nonsense. Catching his gaze, she stayed put. Who were you texting? Alex tensed. Sophia's possessiveness was intense, body and soul. Any rebellion? She'd tighten the invisible leash, suffocating. Worst? Real chains. He waved his phone like, check if you want. My buddy. She pressed. Guy or girl? Guy. Her face eased. Approaching, she asked abruptly. Alex, you straight? Alex, speechless. Up close, her command tone showed her dominance. Answer. Alex, I'm a normal guy. Orientation too. Good, she pivoted. Alex, you got a girlfriend? She seemed tense asking. Honestly, Alex didn't get it. Why him? She was hot, capable. Why obsess? Love at first sight? Nah. Past connection? No memory. Girl like her? Unforgettable. Sophia returned with duplicate contracts. Employee rules. During term, no leaving estate without employer's okay. Soft imprisonment. No dating girls besides employer. Alex, rights gone. For 10 grand? He'd endure. Plan. No repeats of past mistakes. No clashing with her. Charles called him ungrateful. Thinking back, maybe he was. Sophia, rich, gorgeous. Ditch pride, peak life, easy. Sophia's contract? Glitchy, one glance showed. Start date, only, no end. Meaning, stuck till she said otherwise. Alex signed quick. Recalling Charles's she never meant harm. Maybe she wasn't monstrous, just as initial pushback escalated. She treasured the paper. Dinner. Face-to-face, peaceful. Made him question reality. Change yourself, things improve. Alex eyed the feast, hesitating. Waste her cash, not his. But upbringing, waste not. Folks scrimped. So much food we won't finish. Wasteful. Maybe cut back next time. She loved his next time. Lips curved, agreeing. Sure. Alex perked. Mirror theory. Treat others well, reciprocated. Reborn. Mindset shift. Gentle to her, she softened. Good sign. Push on. Maybe ditch her scary possessiveness soon. Post-dinner, she brought lemonade. Trust building, be compliant, bond. Under her stare, he downed it. Her eyes screamed, good boy. It's late, shower in bed. Alex relaxed inwardly. Past. No such luck. Post-dinner to 10, she'd work. He'd sit silently in her office, bored, no phone. Torturous. Sure, eye candy opposite. But unstable. Next glance? Could drop horror bombs. Fear top childhood flicks. Movie monsters? Fake. Turn off TV gone. Sophia? Real in flesh. That silence broke his spirit, sparked escapes. All failed. Led to worse. Sigh past sucked. Maybe coping tired him. Mid-shower. Eyelids drooped like lead. Fearing blackout naked, he dried, pajamaed, hit the 2-meter bed. Out cold. Bro's warning, no random drinks. Ignored. 10 minutes post-sleep. Door opened. Stunning girl tiptoed in bedside. Bent low. Alex. Twice. No stir. She murmured. Asleep so fast. Too much dose? Sat, pulled blanket over. AC blasted. Catch cold? She'd ache. Good he complied, else break his legs. Gazed at his face like art entranced. Greedily traced features with finger, gentle loops. Bad sleeper, but so cute. Sigh content. Wait, back soon to join. Left, returned hour later. Fresh showered, cheeks rosy, curls loose over shoulders. Cartoon PJs, knee length, showing slim legs. Soap-scented, pillow and arms climb bed. Lay beside, body curving alluringly. AC chilled, goosebumps. Pulled blanket share, arm pillowed, stared intently. Quiet hours, eyes tired, yawned. Joyful, arm over his waist. Finally see you again. Search forever, you know. Alex, no other girls, or guys. You're mine alone, got it? Disobey? Break legs, chain you forever. Another yawn. Waist hug not enough. Scooted close, feeling his warmth, satisfied, tighten hold. In dark, secure, slept. Next day, Alex woke. Sniffed, faint scent. His PJs, detergent. Yesterday's fatigue, missed it. Tall teen stretched on bed, blankets slipping to waist, content, almost happy. Long since natural wake. Made the scented, foreign room less hostile. Grabbed phone from nightstand. Eyes widened, bliss gone. 3 words loomed like doom. I'm screwed. 10 a.m. Slept till 10. No greeting the heiress. Sophia woke 6:50 to 7:40. Charles roused him at 5:50 sharp for prep. Wait in her room. Pointless? First sight upon waking. Him? What about pre-him mornings? Skip waking if not him. Her rules suffocated, baffled. Maybe as toy. Obey like puppet. But he was flesh and blood, thinking, feeling. Pain from caged soul. Alex stumbled to closet, threw on clothes, then remembered. Rebirth day 2. Rules shifted with his compliance. Scanned contract mentally, slumped exhausted. Prep, be nice to her. Rule 1, obey. East, no west. Not spineless. Past rebellion's horrors fresh. Inhumane lockup, daily shame. No redo. Alex touched neck instinctively. Yesterday proved. Good. Leash loosens. Morning, young Master Alex. Charles's gray hair slicked back. Tuck's impeccable smiled greeting. Alex twitched. Sarcasm. Morning, Charles. Deep look, eyes hiding scrutiny. Cleared throat. No need formal. Call me Uncle Charles like Miss. Alex preferred distance. Bonding with Sophia? Strategy. With him? Felt spineless. Charles, her right hand, more grandpa than servant. Spoiled her blindly, backed her obsessions, including on Alex. Past captures? His doing? Hate ranked second to her. Charcoff, Uncle Charles, overslept. Why no wake up? Charles grinned. Miss said you looked peaceful. Let you rest. Alex blinked. She's not mad. Charles, you think she's that petty? Alex forgot. In their eyes, they met yesterday. But her moods? Tyrannical. Unstable equals unpredictable. Charles, her ally, may be twisted too. Alex forced smile. She's paying me, not vacation. Gotta be professional. Charles hesitated, polite. Breakfast ready. Enjoy. Alex thanked, starting off, then, young master, Mrs. One of Kind. Stay a bit. Know her. You'll see meeting her's your luck. Alex frowned, turned. Heard variants tons past, calloused ears. Never sank in. Pride screamed brainwashing. More said, more rebelled. Outcomes couldn't beat her. Free only if she released. Or death. Alex paused, smirked. Thanks, uncle. Truth? You couldn't drag me away. Daily pay, 10 grand. Forget me as green college kid. Even Ivy grads might not snag that. Alex smiled, half true. Started working post-grad for cash. You might not know. Mom had surgery, big bills, debts piled. Dad's blue collar, fixed wage. After basics, nothing left. Debts? Endless. No spare for fun college life. Smile widened, phone waved happily. See? Here less than day. 10 grand in. Dream job, where else? Sophia, moody cold, but kept word. Said daily 10 grand. Wired last night at 10. Balance. 10K plus 300. Saved allowance for parents' gifts. Post-grad. Vowed self-support. That gig? Grueling 12-hour, $180. Thrilled then. Perspective. Trapped as pampered bird for 10 grand? Bearable. Sophia tough? Jobs have jerk bosses. Many suck up for peanuts, like dad. Straight shooter suppressed for integrity. Alex felt enlightened. Legit cash. These folks load. Win-win. Regret. Why not sooner past? Ditch pride. Skip suffering. Finished. Headed to dining. Froze its slim figure. Damn. Sophia stealthy. When she arrived. Heard how much? Think him greedy, common. But perfect. Realize he's ordinary. Lose interest. Recalled chick-lit faves. CEO falls for me. Heroine resists temptations. Sparks chase. Life bloodier. His tale matched, gender swapped. Her, as CEO, him trap bird. Unspeakable twist. Sophia stared flatly. Thought you were above money. Frowned thoughtfully. Alex thrilled inside. Vulgar side disappoints. Next. Scram. You're disgusting. Never show again. Loved 10 grand. Craved freedom more. Normal life. But she said, that's simple. Easy fix. Relieved sigh like puzzle solved. Serious. Bombshell. 10 billion. Yours for life. Alex cough. Choked on spit. She. Off script. Normal logic. Useless on her. Face chilled. Unwilling. Alex waved frantically. Survival mode. No. Meant my life's not worth 10 billion. Her. Easy. Next life too. Alex. Not the plan. Transferring now. Action-oriented. Alex panicked. No, don't. 10 billion locks him as eternal bird. Watching Charles shook head. Knew it, kid's facade. This one's fresh, decent, but restless. Not follower. Alex puzzled shake. Then Sophia, ghostly. You don't want to stay, right? Alex jolted. Mind flashed. All for nothing. Silence turned eerie. To normals, his reaction mixed. Who balks at billions seriously offered? But his knee-jerk, no exposed resistance to her control. Dignified individual. Fair, but she didn't do fair. Disagree? Rights revoked. Tyrant. Alex sweated. Salvage. Misread. Misunderstanding. No thaw. What did you call me, Miss Reed? Alex. Past nickname? She-devil. Showed her status. First time, she soured. Later, accepted. Now, Suicide. Idea. How about Sophie? Sophia paused, echoed. Sophie. Alex. We're around same age, me older. Sophie. Okay. No one's called me that, she murmured, intrigued. Alex surprised. Usually, double names get shortened affectionate, like as Alex. Or nicknames. Sophie. Awkward? If not, then. No, I like it. From today, you call me Sophie. Only you. Mood visibly lifted. Eyes expectant. Say it again. Boss ordered. For 10 grand, no. For her inheritance gesture. Caring. He obliged. Sophie. Again. Sophie. She beamed. Love it. Moody one. Mood up. Explain. Sophie. No other meaning. I'm honest. Hate taking advantage. 10 grand daily? Guilty already. 10 billion. Overthink. I want you taking my advantages. Cut him off boldly. To her. 10 billion for his lives? Her steal. Alex. Weird vibe. We met before. Must have crossed. Her face stiffened, then mocking smile. Yeah. Where? In a dream. Bright smile, teasing. Dreamed you. Ethereal beauty, untouchable flower. Unsmiling, distant, unapproachable. Smiles. Chilly, unsettling. Rare, warm one. Dodging. Alex hedged. Shouldn't push, but home called. Shock. Borrowing excuse for stuff. Swear return quick, she agreed. Encouraging. She reasoned sometimes. No escort even. Let him go. Yeah. Reborn compliant. Gushed overpay. To outsiders. Eager serve it. Why flee gold mine? Upstairs window. Sophia tracked his cab, paling like fainting. Charles worried. Miss, if you don't want him gone, I'll have Lou bring him back. Silent shake. He'd hate me. Don't want that. But found him finally. Scared he'll vanish. I want to chain him, mine alone. Alex Turner couldn't wait to get home. His SAT scores weren't out yet, but he felt pretty good about the test. Based on his usual grades, he could easily get into an Ivy League school. But his dream spot was the local state university right there in town. It was a sure thing for him. People always say to aim high, reach for the stars. It wasn't that he didn't want to see what the big wide world had to offer. But when his mom suddenly got sick, it hit him what really mattered in life. Sure, the surgery went well, and they pulled her back from the brink, but ever since, Alex had been paranoid about losing her. That's why he decided to stay local for college. Compared to chasing fame and fortune, he just wanted his family safe and healthy. In his past life, a car crash took his dad when he was 25, and the regret of not being there for him haunted Alex until the end. His dad's early death crushed his mom too. He thought about his dad all the time, about his mom who passed a few years later after they'd leaned on each other. It drove him nearly insane. But he'd been reborn right at the moment he met Sophia. So he had to play it cool, earn her trust, and then bolt for home. The car turned onto the familiar street and pulled up in front of their old, run-down apartment complex. He jumped out in a rush, then remembered he hadn't paid the fare. Turning back, he saw the taxi already peeling out. Hey kid, you scared the crap out of me. His dad was off work today. Alex walked in without a word and wrapped his still young dad in a huge hug. He wasn't usually this sentimental, which left his dad, Michael Turner, totally confused and worried. What's up, Alex? Rough day at work? Screw it, quit if you want. I've got your back. Me and your mom won't go hungry. Alex took a deep breath, fighting back tears. Nah, just checking if you've been sneaking smokes behind mom's back. Michael. He chuckled and swore. Kid, I told you I'd quit, and I mean it. You doubting my willpower. Alex let go of his dad and turned to his mom, who was grinning at them from the side, giving her an equally big hug. Fair's fair. This is great, he thought. Mom and dad both alive and kicking, him just 18, and things with Sophia on track. Everything normal. He couldn't let it go off the rails. No repeating last life's regrets. Thinking back, no matter what Sophia did to him, her goal was always the same. She wanted him body and soul. Alex suddenly thought, screw it, why not? Give it to her, all of it. He was just an average guy, and being on her mind till the end, that was an honor. He'd said he'd grab his stuff and head back, but even though it killed him believe, he had to hustle downstairs. That familiar taxi was parked right outside. The driver stuck his head out the window and called, Hey kid, you forgot to pay up earlier. Alex was about to pull out his phone to pay when the driver added, You heading somewhere else? Hop in. I'll give you a ride and you can settle up then. Alex gave the guy a second look. Something about this stocky, honest-looking driver felt off. He shook it off and played along. Sure, thanks. Alex. He turned slowly and saw a girl in a white sundress. Long hair flowing, cute and vibrant with that girl next door vibe. Her hands were behind her back, and she beamed at him. It's really you, Alex. I thought I was seeing things. Lily Thompson. She was his high school classmate, the undisputed queen bee. Every guy had a crush, dying to win her over. Alex had to admit he'd been one of them. It wasn't just her sweet, innocent looks, it was her kind, adorable personality that got him. His judgment sucked. He remembered it clear as day. Pouring rain, Lily rushing into school with a shivering kitten, begging the teacher to take it in or it'd freeze to death. Her pure heart won over everyone, including him and the hard-ass dean. That's when he started crushing on her from afar. But with finals looming, he shoved it down. After graduation, his buddies egged him on, so he mustered the guts to confess. And, predictably, she turned him down gently. "I'm not saying no to you, Alex. I'm just scared we're too young to know what love is. Don't get me wrong. I'm not repulsed or anything. I just don't want to rush into something uncertain. Don't hate me. My biggest flaw is taking feelings too seriously." She was stringing him along, keeping him as a backup. But he was too naive back then, didn't catch it. In fact, it made him fall harder. Turned out, she was a master manipulator. She spread rumors that those hidden 3 years he was with Sophia were actually prison time for some crime. All because he pretended not to get her blatant hints about buying her a designer bag for her birthday. She didn't just tank his rep, she screwed over his best buddy, Jake Ramirez. For that alone, if he ever got the chance this life, he'd make her pay. "Kid, you getting in or what? I ain't got all day." The taxi driver honked impatiently, sounding almost worried. Lily shot the driver an annoyed glance, then flashed Alex a sweet smile. "What a coincidence. Got time? That new boba shop just opened over there. Looks packed, must be good. Want to try it?" Her invite had a shy edge. Going for boba meant Alex footing the bill. Then he'd be all grateful for her giving him a shot to chase her. It made him sick. Lily looked at him expectantly. Sure, he'd jump at it and thank her. Guys lined up around the block to treat her, and here she was picking him. She was bored today, itching to shop, so she picked her favorite backup to tag along and pay up. Her bestie bragged about a new dress that cost $1,200, so she wanted one pricier to one-up her. Alex's family wasn't loaded, but he'd saved up his allowance and birthday cash over the years, right? But she never saw it coming. "Sure, your treat." Lily's smile froze. She fumed inside. "That's how you chase a girl? Even just as classmates, guys always pay. He could stay single forever." Alex added, kidding. "No way I'd let a girl pay." Lily's face brightened, her smile back on, fake shy as she looked down. "I knew you were joking." Alex dropped the grin. "Wait, you want free boba from me?" "Sorry, fresh out. Got free piss though, you want some?" If it wasn't indecent, he'd have hosed her down. Disgusting. He yanked the door open, hopped in, and they sped off. Lily stood there, stunned for ages, finally snapping out of it. Alex not only shot her down, but offered her free piss. Had she heard wrong? It had to be. 3 years as classmates. Sure, his family was average, so she'd never date him, but ignoring that, he was top of the class, tall and handsome, sweet and outgoing, prime boyfriend material. So she kept him in her roster, dangling carrots now and then, making him think he had a shot so he wouldn't bail. While Lily wandered off in a daze, Alex listened to the driver, who'd been silent on the way there, ran about her. "That girl's up to no good. She's what they call a pick-me girl, yeah. Strings you along saying it's not the right time, but empties your wallet. Thinks she's hot stuff, plays nice guys like you for fools." Alex couldn't help interrupting. "You seem to know a lot about girls like that, driver." He coughed. "Nah, just seen a lot from passengers. Point is, kid, you handled it right. Keep your distance. Don't let her scam a dime." Alex forced a laugh. "But did you chase her before?" The driver switched gears at a red light, eyeing him seriously in the rear view. "Alex, what was with this dad vibe stare? Pressure much?" Ever since Sophia, he'd hated feeling controlled. It creeped him out. He ignored the question, staring out the window. The driver didn't push, just sighed while driving. Life's tough, tougher for guys. Gotta have eyes to spot real hearts. When you find a girl who truly cares, hold on tight. Alex felt like the guy was hinting at something, but no proof. "By 8 tonight, I want everything on that girl." Sophia Reed stared coldly through the car window at Lily, stomping her feet in rage. "Yes, miss." Her gaze locked on the taxi ahead. Alex was in there. Things weren't going like she'd pictured. Before finding him, she'd dream of him every night. Thought once she had him, she'd be complete. But no, now she was paranoid he'd vanish. And worse, that some other girl would steal him. What would it take for him to be hers completely? Family, that's it. A wild idea hit her. I'll marry him. Finding the man who'd haunted her dreams made her realize how desperately she wanted to hold on. He was her light. Let him go flirt with someone else. She'd rather die. Uncle Charles pinned his hopes on that ungrateful kid tied down at home. Maybe he could change her. "Miss, you don't need to worry. I can tell Alex doesn't like that girl. But not liking her doesn't mean he won't fall for someone else." Sophia faltered. "Uncle Charles, Do you think he'll like me? Pain flashed in his eyes, but he said firmly, absolutely. You're the best girl in the world. If he doesn't, it's his loss. Miss, remember, you deserve the best. If you want it, you'll get it. Got it. Her perfect facade had a crack, not a bad thing. Nobody's flawless. Weaknesses make us human. Uncle Charles sighed inwardly. Unbelievable, hoping on that half-grown boy. Maybe he could change her, show her real joy in life. Alex, I like you. I want to be with you forever. No rush. Think about it. Answer me tomorrow morning. Alex watched her bolt like she was fleeing, his feelings a mess. He'd been confessed to by a stunning, billionaire genius girl. He was freaking out. Don't call it humble brag. He decided to play nice with Sophia, but this was warp speed? He wasn't ready. Sophia locked herself in her room, heart racing. Would he reject her? Everyone said she was the best, but she knew it was just pity. If she was so great, why had nobody ever loved her? Time crawled. She feared she'd die of anxiety before dawn. Alex stood there dazed, then snapped back. He glanced outside. Night had fallen, the lush yard swallowed by dark, perfect cover for stuff like escaping, ditching this mess. He checked around, nobody, and stepped toward the door. In her room, Sophia watched it all on the monitor, disappointed as she shut the laptop, leaning back with eyes closed. No lights on. She sat in the dark, disappointment breeding suffocating despair. Sophia, you're pathetic. Nobody likes you. Nobody will love you. Looks don't matter. Even if a guy loves you, it's just your body, not your weak soul. You'll just be a toy. They'll ditch you for being boring before you even fade. Nobody will like you. You're doomed to be alone. She laughed, her slim frame shaking, forcing a smile. But no matter how pretty it looked, tears streamed like tap water. She wiped them, eyes icing over. Staring into the void, she laughed bitterly. Foolish to crave light when she belonged to dark. See, she got greedy wanting family and scared him off. Knock knock. Sophia dried her tears, blank-faced as she stood. Outside, a tall, straight-backed man. He towered over her. She had to tilt up to see his face. She froze. Her dead heart twitched. Hall light off, his face shadowed. But she knew he was her light. Alex, she whispered uncertainly. Yeah, it's me. He leaned down, catching a tremor in her voice. Dinner's ready. Come eat. Her fists clenched, sweaty. You came to get me for dinner? He paused. Sophie, thanks. For what? For liking someone as ordinary as me. A sweet scent hit as she hugged his waist tight. Her softness overwhelmed him. Sophia buried her face in his chest. Alex stiffened. First hug from a girl besides his mom. Ungrateful as it sounded, his first thought was to push her away. Old reflex from last life. Sanity screamed suicide. He held back. He figured out how to handle her. Treat her like a patient. Yander's a condition too. Mental health. Patients need patience, love, care. After a bit, she let go and headed back. Not hungry now? You go ahead. Relieve no face-to-face meal. He faked concern. Eat something. Your body needs it. Her mood, usually a slow climb from rock bottom, miraculously lifted with him here. Nah, she hesitated. I'll eat when I'm hungry. She'd cry pathetically. Eyes probably red. No showing weakness to anyone, even him. Clueless Alex sat at the table. After his feedback last night, the spread was toned down. 4 dishes, 1 soup balanced delicious. Still too much for one. He waved Uncle Charles over. Eaten? Join me. Uncle Charles smiled professionally. Thanks, but no. Alex sensed more. Uncle Charles spit out. No beating around. Alex, what's your life goal? Or crassly, what kind of life do you want? Alex guessed. Probably please my miss, she'll hook you up. Uncle Charles was her top yes man. Last life, brainwashing non-stop to ditch dignity, worship her. No answer yet, Uncle Charles smiled. You're young, no plans normal, but you know what your parents want. Alex smiled back. They're chill, easy to please. What they want, family together, safe and sound. Alex couldn't resist asking one question. Have Sophie and I met before? Last life, till death. He never figured their twisted fate's origin. In Uncle Charles's wash sessions, he'd slipped Alex mattered to her. Uncle Charles pondered. You really don't remember? Alex laughed. If I did, why ask? Uncle Charles sighed. Better you don't. Alex, fine, no hopes anyway. What she hid, her people guarded. Alex racked his brain, replaying every memory. No Sophia trace. No way he'd link the ethereal Sophia to the grimy little boy etched in his mind. He was 10, summer at Grandma's in rural Washington, tailing his 11-year-old cousin, catching fish and frogs. One afternoon, by the overgrown riverbank, he spotted a buzz-cut, scrawny kid. Called his cousin over. Cousin glanced, freaked, Yanked him away. Babbling the kid was a toad's spirit reborn. Steer clear or get warts. Never snag a wife. Alex was a mischief maker. Needed tall tales to behave. So he bought the ghost stuff hook, line, sinker. Cousin swore. Kid's face pocked like a toad. Mud cakes so from the river. Sold, Alex bought it. Back home. Uncle from town brought rotisserie chicken. Cousin forgot the toad over drumsticks. They squatted outside gnawing, but Alex brooded. 4th grade. Teacher said no ghosts, he believed. Before dark, he snuck out with Grandma's big black lab. Found the kid. Kid was burning up, sick, needed a doc. Raised on help others. Alex couldn't ignore. But kid-sized, he sweated buckets failing to piggyback. Woke the kid instead. His flushed, panting face must have looked scary. The kid panicked, shoved him, staggered off. 10-year-old Alex first doubted his looks. Do I look like a bad guy? Lesson. Good deeds don't always get thanks. Harshly, mind your business. But their tie didn't end at dusk by the river that hot summer. Dinner hit with a storm. After, rain stopped, cousin dragged him cicada hunting. Alex heard a noise from the empty neighbors. Cousin shrugged. Rat. Midnight, Alex snuck up, grabbed a roll, leftover chicken, slipped out. Cousin right, big rat. He fed and medicated the rat. No clue the illness, so he swiped cousin's old fever pills, cold meds, cough syrup, headache stuff, all bits. Next night, after dropping food, mid-wall climb out under moonlight, the rat didn't hide. Horse. You tell anyone about me? Accent odd. Not standard, not local dialect. But Alex got it. Mixed regional. He shook no. Rat mumbled, thanks. So Alex befriended a runaway, sick boy. Urged home. Boy said family dead, alone. Offered allowance for doc. Boy scoffed. Worthless life, tough. Alex sensed different worlds. Boy seemed younger, but way more mature, pessimistic. Pitted. Alex wanted to help. Neighbors worked city jobs, bought house there. Empty years. Air stale, bedding moldy. Unusable. How the boy survive? Miraculously, he looked better than river meat. Alex snuck clean mats, thin blankets, swept floor, slept over, snuck back pre-dawn. Boy his secret. One night, boy asked why help a stranger. Alex forgot his reply. Friendship ended abrupt. Morning, Grandma took them to town for clothes, treats, hot dogs, candy apples, cotton candy, ice cream. Alex wanted to share with Rat. Thought he spotted the boy in crowds. Pushed through, nothing. Hallucination. Back, snuck treats, boy gone. Mysterious intruder vanished quietly. Heard he left without buy. Worried lost. Panicked, spilled to Grandma and Uncle. Searched town, no trace. Adults soothed. Runaway tantrum, missed home, went back safe. Reassured, he relaxed. Soon after, he got sick, face and body pocked. Learned, chicken pox. Alex never connected boy to Sophia, cause he never doubted gender. Girls that age love long hair. Who'd buzz it? None he knew. That pre-dinner, thanks for liking ordinary me, made Alex Sophia's guy. First sacrifice as her boyfriend. Phone privacy. His idea, to build trust. He knew she could snoop easy. Better show he cared, no distractions. Bedtime, 10:30, phone back. Sleepless, he checked messages, replied parents' check-ins, scanned others. One chat froze him. Cute bunny. Alex, what did you say before leaving yesterday? Too far, didn't hear. Devoted to Sophie. If you didn't hear, your ears are shot. Congrats. Cute bunny. Cute bunny. What do you mean? Cute bunny. Alex, I didn't think you'd be like this. You're awful. Devoted to Sophie. What I am's none of your business. Buzz off. Cute bunny. I just said I'm not ready to date. You seem so polite, but you're trash. Good thing I said no. Cute bunny. Alex, I was going to give you a shot. Hang as friends to get to know each other. Now, no chance. I'll never talk to you again. Devoted to Sophie. Oh, great. Devoted to Sophie. Hold to that. Devoted to Sophie. Right, you asked what I said. No free boba, but free piss? Refills on me. Chat ended. Alex. Cute bunny was Lily. Devoted to Sophie was him. Alex facepalmed. No wonder the driver fell off. He was shady. How else would Sophia know his exact words to Lily? Weird. Sophia repeated them, but Lily no reply. Check blocked. Yep, cute bunny there. Phone in her hands, she flexed girlfriend rights. Changed his handle. Messed with contacts. So Sophia. Last life. She locked him down, seized his phone. Decency? Not her. Rights? Not his. This messed up world, born civilized, good guy Alex accepted it. Even thumbs up her roast of Lily. Felt good. Another chat. Ultimate stud. Pics/pics/pics. Ultimate stud. Bro, plenty of fish. Why obsess over one? Ultimate stud. Check this girl. Hot, right? Video call request denied. Ultimate stud. Bro, working this late? They paying overtime. Ultimate stud. Ease up. We're young. Good times ahead. Ultimate stud. Pick girl's my distant cousin. Didn't know she was this cute. Hotter than Lily. I'll hook you up. Devoted to Sophie. Yeah? You and that cute sow in the style match too. Slash smiled. Alex sprayed water. Cough. He hacked. Check Jake's reaction. Jake baffled. Ultimate stud. Huh? Ultimate stud. Bro, serious? Devoted to Sophie. Totally slash smile. Ultimate stud. Bro, your jokes are ice cold. Ultimate stud. Wait, you're not my bro. Who are you? Ultimate stud. Why's my bro's phone with you? Where's he? Alex grinned. Brothers since diapers. Few lines. Jake sniffed imposter. Jake spam calls. All denied. Long voice. Urgent. No jokes. Where's my bro? Soon. Devoted to Sophie. Sophie's who? You Sophie. She admitted bold. Yeah. Alex is mine. Mention introducing girls again. Won't let you off. Jake. Scared emoji. Video request. Denied. Sophia. Bug me more. You'll never see him again. Jake. Who are you? Bro never mentioned you. Jake. Babe, FYI, he likes sweet, classy girls. You're too intense. Chat over. Time. Before Uncle Charles returned phone. Alex sighed, called Jake. Explain? Tricky. No admitting locked up. Jake's loyal ass would charge him with a knife. Alex couldn't beat Sophia's power. Jake couldn't. In Seattle, nobody rivaled her. Surprise. Jake's line busy. Alex waited. Phone rang. Jake. Hello. Tentative. It's me. Bro. Jake's yell nearly burst his eardrum. Who's Sophie? I leave, you snag a girlfriend? Not cool. You're not casual. Who is she? She said I match a pig. Pissed me off. If not for maybe being your girl, I'd trace the signal and, Jake, just a joke. You're being petty? Hearing Jake ramp up, Alex panicked. Quick whip to cut him off. From last life, his room bugged. Sophia's control freak. Doubt she'd ease up. Driver proved it. Phone away. Probably tampered. Their talk, no speaker but she'd hear. Jake his only bro. All burdens his. No dragging him into witches' sights. Jake got, joke? Felt real. Alex lied. Overthinking, no malice. Jake caught the defense, shocked. You really with her? And that sappy handle. Chat cut. Jake clueless. Alex protected him. Alex thought signal drop. Jake video called. Seeing Alex's face, Jake exhaled relief. Alex puzzled. Fresh relief. Jake frowned. Bro, people change, but you? Days away. Feels like I don't know you. Didn't know you had this cheesy side? Grew up together. Knew every quirk. Alex self-mocked. Cheesy? Didn't notice. Not Jake's fault. Devoted to Sophie was cringe. Alex hated it, but stuck. His choice? Nope. His pain, who'd get it? Couldn't vent. Jake sighed. Cousin's gorgeous and sweet, shame. Planned family ties. Alex dodged. More talk, more risk. Shift. Who were you calling? Almost forgot. Lily hit you up? She called, fishing for your deets. School hottie caring about a guy's whereabouts. Thought jackpot for you. Didn't know you moved fast. Already got a girl. Alex silent. Deny? Risk her hearing drama. But mind wandered. Sophia likes him. Want girlfriend? Nah, just twisted possession. Not real love. Alex, your girl's hot. Girlfriend still weirded his girl phobia. Yeah. By his taste, Sophia topped all. Jake, hotter than Lily? Alex helpless, yeah. Topic stuck. Dark room. Laptop, glow paling Sophia's skin. Earbuds caught every word. She craved his reaction to her phone meddling. Most, had he ditched that ex-crush? His response thrilled her. No lie, he moved on. Duh, shallow gold digger, what's to like? He couldn't like anyone else. She touched her face like 2 shots of whiskey, head spinning, floating. Alex called her hot to his friend. Nobody knew. She hated beauty talk, found it repulsive. Some say beauty's a woman's weapon. She scoffed. Her success? Pure skill. Looks? Useless. First time facing it. Scheming. She had him as boyfriend, but uneasy. Felt forced. To last. Make him stay willing. Why not use looks? Her least fave tactic, but for him? Anything. Her light deserved all. Jake satisfied. Really? Relieved. Dad tone made Alex eye roll. Relieved what? Honestly, bro, Lily's blind. I know you. Your catch. She'd live easy. Alex cut and stern. Jake, got a girl now. No mentioning others. Jake paused, then, Alex, you gonna be whipped? Like my dad. Whip's fine. Deadpan. Guys who listen to wives get lucky. Sophia, eavesdropping word for word, rolled on bed thrilled. Next day, Alex up early washed, grabbed casual clothes from the closet. Afternoon he arrived, Uncle Charles hauled in loads. Designer menswear shoes filled it. All from her. More than he'd own lifetime. Next door shut. Sophia, maybe asleep. Alex headed downstairs. Door open behind. Hand on railing, He turned. Sophia in beige nightgown, hem long, bare slim ankles. Curly hair bedmessed wild. She looked up at him. Her face, pale, dark circles haggard, made her seem sicker. Sticking to 3 mores for patience, he walked back, felt her forehead. She stared up, intense, greedy, like he was fuel, recharging by gaze. But still, letting him check temp, obedient, unlike her icy norm. Better this way, he thought. Last life nagging me to behave, but you behaving's cuter. Rough night, yeah. Muffled, she hugged his waist. Sleep always sucked. Once she adopted, others' happiness irrelevant. Mine matters, insomnia eased. But quality meh. Night before last, spiked his lemonade with sleep aid, cuddling his warmth, arm around, slept deep. Bitter's bearable till sweet hits, then crave sweet, forget bitter. Face in his chest, she closed eyes, soft sigh. Great. However got it, her light, hers now. Hold forever, or life's pointless. Others saw her. Mountains of cash, power. She'd trade all for his heart. Dark throne, not her dream. Ear to chest, his strong heartbeat. Alex, that shameless guy's your friend? Blank who? That chat handle. Ultimate stud, or whatever. Alex, tense. J. Cotterai. Why such cringy handle? Yeah, honesty kills, with insecure girls like her. Insecure? He jolted at the thought. Her, life's winner. Heights lifetimes couldn't reach. She made others insecure. But yeah, fearing loss, extreme grips. Right now, Uncle Charles said he mattered big. He'd scoffed. Caring hurts? But facts, he did. Where? Past. Amnesia? No head trauma per parents. Mystery bugged. He wanted to set you up. Saw the pic. Pretty looks classy, sweet. So you like pretty, sweet girls? She tossed the bait, watching. Got Lily's full file yesterday. Same type as that cousin. Alex stressed. Wrong answer? Piss off untouchable her. Thought. What moves me's not looks. Sure, everyone's into pretty, but soul I admire, plus nice looks? Bonus. Haven't met his cousin, stranger. No like or dislike. Solid answer. Forgot her curveballs. Ghostly. What soul bit you admired in Lily? Did you like her before? Alex. Feigned shock. Sophie, how you know Lily? Matter of fact. You're my boyfriend. I want all about you. Too much. What say? Explain. Yeah, crush once, but she's not what I thought. Over it. Persistent. What did you think? Her eager eyes. He knew no perfect answer. No pass. Headache. Recalled initial crush. After, thoughtful. Got it. You like kind, caring girls? Too bad I'm not. Nobody's perfect. Flaws, strengths coexist. Even while Sophia had pluses. Hers? Self-aware. Spot on. So redefine your type now. Me? Like no other girls, but me. Hear me? Besides nah, what? Can't fight power, tears. Not just boyfriend. You'll be my husband. Alex, like it or not, you're mine this life, next, forever. Never leave. She knew her uniqueness. Set her apart. Guys? Mediocre idiots. Rather solo than eyesores. Except Alex. Her childhood warmth, dream son, only Mary-worthy. He stared. Her face taut, dead serious, no joke. Last life, she pushed marriage too. But hearing again? Heart pounding. Quiet? Scared. Eyes chilled. I see. I'm not your type. You don't like me. Agreed cause fear. Pinch his chin. Rage building. He chanted patient care for all. No argue. Quick. No. Lying. Hesitation says all. No. Wits max. Just surprised. Sophie, you're stunning. Amazing. Could get guys 1,000 times better. How'd I deserve you? Frowned. Alex, you're the best. No self-downing. Laughed. Thanks for boost, but how you know I'm best? I just do I. Cut off word glare, sly guy. Alex deflated. Too sharp, kit words hard. Shift. Sophie, don't mad if I say. Sly. Say then I'll know. Alex. Nah, don't want to upset. Pitiful looks soften her. Not leaving related? Promise no mad. Say. Usually cold, quiet. With him? Chatty. If he quieted, she'd prod. Craved all. Looks, warmth, voice. Smiled. Your words. Not sunshine type, but her concessions thrilled. Achievement bigger than math puzzles. Made her. Tolerable. Sophie, we gap huge, yeah. Interrupted I'd heights. But catch you? 18, maybe inch more. Alex. Her deadpan misread. Joke or real. Till shoulders shook. Burst laughing. Pinched cheek. Alex, your confused face adorable. So cute. Fingers cool. He stared at her smile. Girls 18 flowers, but classmates all flowers. No impact. Now, white teeth, relaxed grin, eyes star-filled, heart-stopping. Mind, sunlit pink peony, dew-kissed, blooming. Now no cold, venom, cunning, pure beauty. Who'd resist without flaws? Under gaze, she quieted stare back. Silence. Cough. Lost thread. Before smile what? Look behind. Uncle Charles, tell kitchen wait, down after freshen. Turn no one. Puzzled, she tiptoed, quick peck cheek. Dragonfly skim, shallow kiss. Instant. Barely registered. Soft itch, wipe with hand back. No wipe. Fierce. My stamp, you're mine now. Sophia's room. No entry, even Uncle Charles. Except Alex. Layout like his, bigger, books everywhere, not clothes. Huge shelf, tomes, heavy foreign tech books. Her edge over peers. IQ plus nonstop learning. He knew bedtime reading habit. Unknew. Not love, dull text fought insomnia. Alex on her swivel chair, facing bed. Bathroom water ran. She wouldn't let him wait downstairs. Stay here. Soon out. White athleisure. Staying in. Hair loose pony, ends curled. He stood. She pushed shoulders down. Through thin summer shirt, damp palms. Confused, looked up. Next. Soft sealed his lips. Hers. Eyes wide, shocked. First kiss. Gone. Eyes shut, lashes quivered. Breath hot. Messy on face, sin enveloped. No skill, lip stuck, pause seconds. But clumsiness hooked. Head spun, mint cool from toothpaste. Strength unreal. Martial arts since kid, super fit. Crazy, he felt. Urge. Blame 18-year restlessness. Mind screamed stop. Body betrayed primal. Face flushed, pure shy. 18-2. Unlike bold guys, traditional girl thoughts. Confess kiss? Huge courage. Face in his sweaty neck. Alex, you're mine now. Breath ragged from bold, laughing smug. Alex calmed. Amused at mine, puzzled. Girl phobia cured? By her. Last life, success drew girls, but approach? Unease flee. How merry, kids? Shy bold faded, his shocked face annoyed, like victim her. Fumed, what hated? Snap back, huh? Hate. Me kissing. Face apple red, tempting bite. Stammered. This. My first. Son. Mind chaos. Words jumbled. No clue meaning. Baffled, not repulsed. Soon. Blame body's drive, forgot hate. Objective. Her talent, looks, status. Who lost? Does kiss useful? Eat, drink? Really? Shy. Mine too. Alex gave firsts. We're locked this life. Solemn. Like invisible rope bound them. Sophia had oatmeal, crab cake, small biscuit, hard-boiled egg. Normal to Alex, but cooked teared up. Since hired, sole worry. Make Miss eat more. Not picky, but tiny appetite, quick quit. Fear malnutrition. Mission. Fatten her. Kitchen experiments, all cuisines, snacks, methods. Skills up, but no more bites. Today's same, yet she ate tons. Proved. Amount not food or skill, dining companion. Alex set bowl down. Cook eager. More oatmeal, sir? I'll get. Half left, waved off. No thanks, full after this. Breakfast exhausting. Food great, but vibe weird. Kind-faced cook stood, wiping hands on apron. Eyeing them, Sophia, him, always smiling. Alex ate head down, glances caught her. On Sophia. Warm, endless like grandma and grandkid. On him. Shoulders heavy, like unseen burden, breathless. Unknowing, tasked by her. Cook smiled. Sir, relax like home, right miss? Sophia eyed Alex. Wiped mouth slow. Shooed cook with excuse, thoughtful. Uncomfy eating watched. Alex surprised her insight. Self-mock, small-town roots. Not used as servants. Can't handle. Shrugged. Get used, you with me. No hardships. What say? Eat quiet. Then, want quiet, less people? I'll tell them. Habit, thanks. Frowned. Mood soured by word. Alex sensed error. Where? Humble what? Ghostly, why thank me? You think of me. Thanks natural? Mood tanked, from kiss high to drag down. Thanks means distant. Boyfriend, girlfriend. We consider each other, duh. Speechless, sorry next, cut, shut up. Rage edge. Forgot, temper tyrant. Alex, no more sorry, thank from you. Stood, hands on table, veins faint, fuming, hate you distant. Sleepless closing gap, even bold kiss despite shame. Nice actually like craved next. But I'm only, not just light. Rare cure. Efforts? Wasted by his word, how not mad? Alex straightened, mixed truth. Sophie, say sorry, thanks to parents too. Habit, no notice. Not distant, but if hate I'll watch. Doubtful, true. Anger halved. Alex exhaled. Crisis averted, achievement. Now saw her. Grumpy cat, bomb fur. No clash, lose. Smile pet, show love, she calms. Simple. Last life suffered. Is dumb. Died by Lily. Tied to stupid. Text buzzed. Frowned, who? Alex checked. Not Jake. Relaxed, handed over. Her possessiveness eyed all contacts. Jake harass. Her ire trouble. Warn him. Low contact. Buzzes from undelete senior class group chat. Read intently. Curious. Class reunion? Unimaginable. Biz genius. No school. No classmates. Reunion's alien. Super aware. Don't want me go? Won't. Didn't anyway. Hated crowds. Plus initiator Zach Johnson. Lily's top simp. 3 years licking boots. Hated any guy eyeing her. Later, targeted Alex. Unfair. Pre-rain kitten cry. No crush yet. Zach psychic. New future blind spot. Zach Johnson tagged Alex Turner in the group chat. Hey, old friend. The Grand Hyatt, 7 p.m. tonight. See you there. Don't say you don't have time. It's just dinner. You can squeeze it in. Sophia Reed propped her chin on her hand. Her neatly manicured nails a pale, healthy pink. She cut straight to the point. You and this classmate. You don't get along, do you? Alex was surprised. She was sharp, able to read the entire dynamic from just a few messages. I hate that guy, Sophia said, her expression one of disgust, like she'd just seen a rat crawl out of a sewer. Alex had to laugh. You don't even know him. Why do you hate him? You don't get along, which means there's something wrong with him, she said, as if it were the most obvious thing in the world. What if the problem is with me? No, it's definitely him. There's nothing wrong with you. How can you be so sure? I just am. Her certainty made Alex's head spin for a moment. Besides his parents, he couldn't think of anyone else who trusted him so unconditionally. But her trust had its limits. She had absolute faith in his character, yet she remained suspicious of his promise that he would never leave her. His phone buzzed with another notification. Zach Johnson. Don't worry, tonight's not Dutch. It's on me. Alex was speechless. Had this guy's brain been soaked in dirty dishwater? What was the point of sending that message? To mock him for being too poor to afford a 5-star hotel? Alex didn't care, but Sophia was furious. Without a second thought, she transferred $1 million to his account. Alex Turner, I want you to go there tonight and spend every last cent of this. Show the clown who the real joke is. For Sophia, whose personal fortune was in the billions, money was the one thing she never lacked. Alex was speechless, this time in all caps. She had moved so fast he didn't have time to stop her. Remembering the consequences of rejecting her $10 billion transfer last time, he reluctantly accepted the money, figuring he'd deal with it later. But spending $1 million in one night. Sophie, the guy's a total clown. We don't need to stoop to his level. The group chat kept buzzing. The one true Jake fired a few shots at Zach, the gist being, we get it, you're rich. Learn some humility and stop showing off. He then sent a private message to Alex. Dude, this guy's never been your friend. There are like 50 people in our class, and he singles you out? He's obviously up to no good. Just ignore him. His family just sold some land to a developer, and now he's acting like he's on the Forbes list. I swear, I just want to piss on his shoes. Alex typed back, hold off on that. At least wait until after we've had the 5-star dinner. A free meal is a free meal. The one true Jake. Wait, you're coming back for the reunion? I thought you were out of town for work. Who says you can't come back from a business trip? After sending the text, Alex still found it hard to believe. He had told Sophia he wasn't going, but she had just said, if you want to go, then go. Alex had no interest in a reunion organized by Zach Johnson, but he was interested in a breath of fresh air outside the mansion walls. Awesome. I'll head back too. It's boring out here by myself. Haven't seen you in days, man. Perfect excuse to catch up on this douchebag's dime. After listening to the voice message, Alex suddenly felt the temperature in the room drop several degrees. Sophia's voice was icy. Is your relationship with the one true shameless purely platonic? Somewhere across the state, Jake Ramirez, now honored with the title the one true shameless, sneezed. He had a great sense of humor about himself, rubbing his nose and muttering with a grin, someone must be thinking of me. He could never have guessed that at that very moment his best friend was breaking into a cold sweat on his behalf. Sophia was jealous, and the consequences were severe. Alex, an expert at soothing her, immediately went into damage control mode. He raised his hand to the heavens. I swear on my life, our friendship is completely pure. I am 100% straight. Her next question left him speechless. What if he has feelings for you that he shouldn't? Alex's mind raced. Impossible. The only thing he's interested in is video games. Whatever. I want you to keep some distance from him. Your relationship with him can't be better than your relationship with me. As she spoke, she reiterated her point. Don't you forget, I'm your girlfriend. Your future wife. The person who will be by your side for the rest of your life. Alex nodded like a bobblehead. Got it. I'll never forget. Sophia's brow suddenly furrowed as a thought occurred to her. Alex's stomach dropped. Was she about to change her mind? After all, Her mercurial nature was her normal state. Alex Turner, why do I have to wait for the future to be your wife? I want to be your wife now. Alex's heart pounded in his chest as he watched the resolute Sophia push her chair back and stride toward him. What was she doing? Was she going to make it official, right here, right now? Should he resist or comply? Resisting would definitely infuriate her. But if he complied, his pride, which he had been suppressing in a dark corner lately, would take a serious hit. She walked up to him and grabbed his wrist. Oh, so she knew they couldn't do it in the dining room. They had to go to the bedroom. Alex's mind was a mess, frantically trying to figure out a way to escape without angering her, when he realized she was pulling him toward the front door. Wait, he seemed to have misunderstood something. Charles. The white-haired but energetic Charles Harrington appeared, his demeanor respectful. Miss Sophia. In a tone that left no room for argument, Sophia commanded, "Get the car ready. I'm going to City Hall." Charles glanced at Sophia's hand gripping Alex's wrist. The ever-astute man looked completely bewildered. "Miss Sophia, why are you going to City Hall?" "To get a marriage license with Alex Turner." "Charles." "Alex." He began to reevaluate himself. When Sophia said she wanted to be his wife now, she meant it literally. How had his mind gone to such a dirty place? It seemed his nearly 30-year-old soul in an 18-year-old's body had lost its youthful innocence. Then again, he also hadn't expected that Sophia wouldn't know the basic fact that in their state, it was almost impossible to get married before a certain age without massive complications. Charles forced a smile. "Miss Sophia, I suggest you don't rush into this. Perhaps wait a little longer." For once, her most obedient subordinate was defying her orders, and Sophia's face turned cold. "Charles, what do you mean?" Under her icy glare, Charles broke into a cold sweat. She might be young, but her presence was as commanding as anyone's. He smiled again, glancing at Alex, initially intending for Alex to explain. But then he reconsidered. Miss Sophia might not believe an explanation from Alex. It had to come from an outsider like him. "Miss Sophia, you may not be aware, but according to the bylaws of the Harlan Family Trust, a marriage before the age of 21 would trigger a complete restructuring of the board and could freeze your control over Harlan Corp for years. It's legally complicated." Sophia looked as if a bucket of ice water had been dumped on her head, her disappointment immense. "I just turned 18. Does that mean I have to wait another 3 years?" It was more than just 3 years. Charles glanced at Alex again, wisely swallowing the words on the tip of his tongue. The trust stipulations were tied to her age, but Alex was also still just 18. A marriage between two teenagers would be a legal and financial nightmare for the corporation, regardless of the trusts. Sophia pulled out her phone and searched it herself. When she saw articles detailing the corporate and legal hurdles for young heirs marrying, a murderous aura began to emanate from her. Charles, sweating bullets, shot Alex a desperate, pleading look. Alex cleared his throat. "Sophie, if a relationship is strong, what does a piece of paper matter? And if it's not, a marriage license can't chain two people together forever." "Sophie." Charles looked at the unfazed Alex, his heart soaring with joy. No wonder Miss Sophia had been in a better mood lately. This kid knew what he was doing. Then again, with a girl as exceptional as his Miss Sophia, if Alex didn't like her, then there was definitely something wrong with him as a man. At 7 o'clock that evening, in a private room at the Grand Hyatt, the reunion was in full swing. Most of the attendees had arrived. The food hadn't been served yet, and everyone was catching up, the conversation flowing freely. Eventually, someone brought up Alex Turner. Alex had kept a low profile in high school, but with his good grades and handsome looks, he was hard to ignore. "Have you guys seen Alex's handle on the chat app?" The speaker was Jenna Miller, Lily Thompson's supposed best friend. The supposed was important. Some girls were like that, inseparable on the surface, but secretly competing and looking down on each other. Theirs was a friendship of convenience. "It's always underscore Sophia." "Who's Sophie?" Jenna asked, pretending to be casual as she glanced at the impeccably dressed Lily, who had captured the attention of every guy in the room the moment she walked in. As expected, Lily, who was currently enjoying the VIP service of having her juice poured by her benefactor, Zach Johnson, frowned at the mention of it. After Alex had confessed his feelings to Lily, she had feigned annoyance while immediately calling her best friend to brag. Coincidentally, Jenna had once had a crush on Alex herself. But after she found out his mother was chronically ill and required expensive medication, she quickly backed off. For Alex to fall for another girl just days after confessing to Lily implied he wasn't that into Lily after all. And for Lily, who cared deeply about her image, a guy who liked her moving on so quickly was a direct insult to her charm. Other classmates chimed in. "Never heard of her. Definitely not from our class. Must be his girlfriend." Zach Johnson felt a pang of annoyance hearing the discussion. How could a poor guy like Alex Turner actually get a girlfriend? The world was so unfair. Ever since his family sold their land to a tech company for an 8-figure sum, Zach had been walking on air, feeling like he was the king of the world. Everyone started treating him with more respect, and even the school's most popular girl, Lily Thompson, who used to ignore him, would now smile at him. He barely knew Alex, and they had no history of conflict. Zach's dislike for Alex stemmed from a hot list some of the girls in their grade had made for fun. Alex was ranked number 1. Another reason was that Alex was the only person who continued to ignore him after his family got rich. It was a sign of disrespect. He joined the conversation. I heard Alex got a part-time job the day after graduation. Did you guys know his family's struggling? He can't even afford college tuition, so he has to earn it himself. No wonder he never joined any of our activities. He was probably afraid we'd find out how poor he is. You think he's not coming tonight either? Zach glanced toward the door. I specifically told him it was my treat. We were classmates, after all. It would be pretty rude not to show up. A man shouldn't be so petty. Otherwise, you can't really call him a man, Lily added, feigning nonchalance. Her agreement made Zach ecstatic, fueling his confidence. Jenna said, I'm really curious who his girlfriend is, though. I remember he just confessed to you, Lily. How did he get with someone else so fast? Lily was inwardly fuming. Way to bring up a sore subject. She immediately fired back. When I look for a boyfriend, I don't care about looks. It's all about character. Someone who is so fickle is not my type. Jenna pursed her lips. She had been smitten with Alex's looks, but the reality of his financial situation had sobered her up fast. Having won that round against Jenna, Lily was still in a foul mood. Just hearing Alex's name made her teeth ache. Was that guy possessed? She had only wanted him to buy her a boba tea, and he actually told her to go drink, and said she could get free refills. It was outrageous. She had been so mad she'd smashed her brand new phone. If he was that stingy over a single boba tea, what about the new dress she had planned on letting him buy for her? He wanted to date someone without spending a dime? In his dreams. She never should have given him a chance just because he was handsome and smart. Just as she was seething, she heard Zach say, think about it. He just graduated high school with no work experience. Even if he found a job, he's probably just waiting tables or running errands. How much could he possibly make in a month, working himself to death? He was always such a good student in the teacher's eyes. It would be a real shame if he couldn't go to college because he couldn't afford tuition. We were classmates for 3 years. How about this? I'll put up $1,000, and we can say it's a donation from all of us to help Alex with his tuition. But please, nobody let it slip, he added. If Alex finds out the money came from me, his pride couldn't handle it. Jenna was the first to praise him. Zach, I never realized you two were so close. That's incredibly generous. I'll have to toast you for that later. Other classmates echoed her sentiment. Lily was just annoyed. She thought Zach was an idiot with more money than sense. Even if it was to humiliate Alex, there was no need to use actual cash. What if Alex was more thick-skinned than he let on? Then he'd just be $1,000 richer. No wonder she still looked down on Zach, even after he became rich and was willing to spend money on her. She had to repeat the mantra, the man is a fool, but the money in his pocket is real, just to be able to smile at him. The door to the private room opened. Everyone, thinking it was Alex, turned to look, only to see his best friend, Jake Ramirez. Zach, not forgetting how Jake had called him out in the group chat, scowled. What are you doing here? His tone was clearly unwelcoming. Jake clicked his tongue. Didn't you say everyone who is free should come? What? You're worried about the bill now that more people are showing up. You should have said so earlier. Fine, I'll leave right now. Now that Zach had money, he wanted the whole world to know it. The last thing he wanted was to be called stingy. He sneered. Are you kidding me? You think I can't afford one dinner? Don't project your broke mindset onto others. Without waiting for an invitation, Jake found an empty seat and sat down. Lily spoke up slowly. Jake, where's Alex? We heard his family is having financial trouble and he's working to save up for tuition. We all talked it over and decided to donate $1,000 to help him out. Zach immediately pulled a thick wad of cash from his wallet and slapped it on the table, looking down his nose at everyone. Here it is. Jake froze. He might be laid back, but he wasn't stupid. He instantly sensed the humiliating undertone in the air. Damn it, you want to humiliate my friend? You'll have to go through me first. Instead of getting angry, Jake smiled and reached for the money. Well then, on behalf of my friend, thank you all. Zach quickly stopped him. What if Jake took the money and Alex never showed up? You have failed to humiliate Alex and be out $1,000. Jake sneered. What's wrong? Isn't this for my friend? Or is this money just a prop for you to humiliate him with? As tensions rose, the door to the room opened again. Alex Turner walked in calmly, all eyes fixed on him. Maybe it was because they hadn't seen him in a while, but everyone felt like he was different. He carried a sense of composure that seemed beyond his years. Standing among them, he was like a crane among chickens. Everyone's gaze followed him. Alex looked from Jake to Zach. "What's going on?" Jake, worried the truth would hurt his friend's pride, quickly tried to deflect. "Nothing. We were just—" Lily suddenly cut in. "We heard your family is having a hard time, and we're worried you couldn't afford tuition, so we all pitched in $1,000 for you." Jake was speechless. He stared at Lily in disbelief. Why? He just knew she was doing it on purpose, deliberately trying to embarrass Alex in front of everyone. Was this the same kind and gentle girl he had once encouraged Alex to ask out? Suddenly, he felt like he didn't know her at all. Alex paused, his eyes finally landing on the stack of bills on the table. "You all donated $1,000 for my tuition." Jake quickly interjected. "I don't know what asshole started that rumor. I'm your best friend. I think I'd know if you were struggling. You're doing just fine. You don't need anyone's help." Alex smiled. "It seems you don't know me as well as you think, my friend." "Actually, I do." He reached out, picked up the stack of cash, and glanced around at the faces in the room. He held up the money. "Thanks, everyone." Under the shocked stares of the entire room, Alex calmly stuffed the $1,000 into his pants pocket and took the empty seat next to Jake. As he sat, the bulky wad of cash felt a little awkward. He could tell this was Zach's attempt to show off, so he figured he might as well be generous and give the guy an opportunity. "Zach, Lily, Jake." Jake suddenly remembered Alex's text. A free meal is a free meal, and he wanted to laugh. He had been worrying for nothing. His friend's mental fortitude was off the charts. Zach and Lily stared at Alex, searching his face for any sign of shame or anger hidden beneath his calm exterior. But there was nothing. They were deeply disappointed. It was only when they noticed Jake, sitting next to Alex with his head down, hand covering his mouth, his shoulders shaking with suppressed laughter, that they, especially Zach, the benefactor, realized they had made a huge mistake. $1,000, just handed over to the person he despised the most. What infuriated Zach even more was that from the moment Alex appeared, he had become the center of attention. Zach, the one paying for everything, had been reduced to a background character. Lily was in no better a mood. She noticed that Alex hadn't even glanced her way since he walked in. He suddenly felt like a complete stranger. Thinking of his previous rudeness to her, she was filled with a shame and anger that had no outlet, leaving her feeling frustrated and uncomfortable. Jenna Miller hadn't taken her eyes off Alex since he entered. At first, her gaze lingered on his face, a pang of regret in her heart. He's gotten even more handsome. He was perfect in every way but one. He was poor. Even if he had potential, it would take time for him to grow. As her eyes drifted downward, they stopped on his white t-shirt. That logo. Her eyes widened as she looked down at his jeans, and finally at the pair of stylish, well-designed sneakers on his feet. She gasped. She couldn't believe her eyes. As a self-proclaimed gold digger, recognizing luxury brands was a basic skill. If she wasn't mistaken, Alex's simple outfit was worth tens of thousands of dollars. From head to toe, he was wearing top-tier luxury brands, and the shoes on his feet were a limited edition that money couldn't easily buy. Her heart began to pound. Seizing the opportunity when the person on Alex's other side got up to greet someone, she slid into the empty seat. Alex gave her a quizzical look before turning back to talk to Jake. Now that she was closer, Jenna's heart beat even faster. She was certain everything Alex was wearing was authentic. How was that possible? His family was an ordinary working-class family. How could they afford to buy him designer clothes? "Alex, where did you get that shirt?" Alex glanced down. He had just grabbed a pair of light-colored jeans and a white crewneck t-shirt from his closet before leaving. He wasn't into brands and didn't recognize them, but he could guess that, given Sophia's extravagance, this simple-looking shirt probably cost at least 5 figures. His whole outfit likely cost more than his family's old apartment. There was no way Alex would have borrowed a designer outfit just for a high school reunion. You couldn't just borrow these kind of clothes and shoes. Seeing Alex's calm and composed demeanor, Jenna was completely floored. She felt like she had uncovered an incredible secret. Alex Turner was a secret rich kid, hiding in plain sight. He had intentionally worn cheap clothes before to hide his identity, but now that he had graduated, he wasn't pretending anymore. The rumors about his family's poverty and working a job to pay for tuition were just a cover. He was probably off taking over the family business. Lily was already annoyed, and Alex's arrival only made it worse. No matter what, he shouldn't have spoken to her that way. While she seethed, she couldn't help but watch him. Naturally, she noticed Jenna grabbing someone else's seat to sit next to Alex, her eyes practically glued to him. A sense of superiority washed over Lily. Captivated by his good looks again? He's a man that I rejected. But she soon realized something was off. The way Jenna was looking at Alex wasn't just infatuation. There was a hint of flattery and eagerness to please. "That shirt looks really well made," Jenna said. "My cousin's birthday is coming up, and I want to get him something similar. Can you tell me which store you bought it from?" Alex wasn't stupid. He immediately realized she had recognized his designer clothes. He remained composed. "Sorry, I'm not sure. I didn't buy it." By now, Lily had also noticed Alex's expensive outfit. She was secretly shocked. How could a poor guy who wouldn't even buy a girl a boba tea afford designer brands? They had to be knockoffs. Jenna must have been mistaken. But even if the clothes were fake, you couldn't fake his aura of effortless class. Zach noticed that the campus queen, his goddess, had been distractedly glancing in Alex's direction ever since he arrived, and it made his blood boil. He feigned admiration and said, "Alex, I heard you found a girlfriend while working your part-time job. I'm so jealous. We're all still single, and you're already taken. Why didn't you bring her along tonight?" As he spoke, he secretly watched Lily's expression. She pretended to be unfazed, taking a sip of her juice, but she couldn't help but perk up her ears. Strictly speaking, she had never actually rejected Alex. He had been her most promising prospect, after all. If she had shut him down completely, what would motivate him to keep pursuing her? Her response at the time had essentially been, "I'm not saying yes, but we can start as friends and see where it goes." It was the perfect way to keep Alex on the hook while she continued to look for better options. Jake slapped his thigh. "Yeah, man, why didn't you bring her? You think she's okay with you coming to a reunion by yourself?" Alex was slightly taken aback. "What makes you say that? Did Jake know something?" Jake just sighed. "Isn't it obvious? From the way she reacted yesterday, when I told her I'd introduce you to my cousin, it's clear she's crazy about you." Alex was relieved and gave a vague excuse. "She prefers quiet places. She's not a fan of crowds." Zach, thinking he had figured it all out, said, "Is she shy? We've been classmates for 3 years. We all know each other. It's not like we're strangers." "Alex, I think you should take her out more often. Being shy just means you haven't seen enough of the world," he added, subtly implying that Alex's girlfriend was unsophisticated and not presentable. At Zach's suggestion, many in the room, remembering that Alex had never been linked to anyone during their 3 years of high school, but got a girlfriend as soon as he started working, began to form an image in their minds. A working-class girl in cheap clothes and poorly applied makeup. Jake, hearing the insult in Zach's words, was about to fly off the handle when Jenna asked, "Alex, is your girlfriend pretty?" Jake answered for him, "Gorgeous. An absolute knockout." He glanced at Lily, his voice booming with confidence. "And no offense to anyone here, but she's prettier than any girl in this room." "Prettier than any girl in this room?" Zach laughed, the first to express his disbelief. "You're telling me she's prettier than the undisputed queen of our high school? I don't buy it, and I doubt anyone else here does either." The undisputed queen he was referring to was, of course, Lily Thompson. He had managed to refute Jake and flatter Lily at the same time. Lily flicked her long hair over her shoulder, but said nothing. Jenna, loving the drama, blinked her eyes at Alex, feigning an innocent and cute expression. "So, in your opinion, who's prettier, your girlfriend or Lily?" They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Even though Alex had pursued Lily before, he had a girlfriend now. Even if his girlfriend wasn't as pretty as Lily, he would still say she was. So for Lily's frenemy Jenna, the point wasn't whether Alex's girlfriend was actually pretty. It was about making Lily uncomfortable. Lily was annoyed. "Why are you dragging me into this? It's not like I'm the official standard for beauty." Zach seized the opportunity to suck up to his goddess. "That's an easy one." "Of course not. Lily's looks are on par with any celebrity." Lily was quite pleased with that. She had spent a long time getting ready for the reunion, hoping to outshine everyone and capture all the attention. She had put on beautiful, light makeup and a white dress. With a twist of her waist and a flip of her shoulder-length hair, she projected an image of innocence mixed with a touch of feminine charm, a stark contrast to her usual school uniform and ponytail. Zach had been staring at her ever since she arrived. She was confident that Alex's girlfriend couldn't possibly be prettier than her. Alex spoke calmly. "Zach, have you ever heard the saying that no matter how good you are, there's always someone better? I won't boast about how beautiful my girlfriend is, but I can say with certainty that she is 100 times more beautiful than any woman I have ever seen in my life." He wasn't saying this to prove how great he was for landing a goddess-like girlfriend. He was considering the fact that Sophia had her ways, and every word he said at this reunion would likely get back to her. In order to show his appreciation and earn more freedom, he would seize every opportunity to praise her. And what was Sophia's most obvious asset? Her looks. He was just stating a fact, so he didn't feel too bad about his lack of integrity. Zach was speechless. He felt he had underestimated Alex's nerve. Jake was triumphant. He hadn't seen his friend's girlfriend yet, but he trusted him. If his friend said she was beautiful, then she had to be. See? I told you I wasn't exaggerating. My boy's girlfriend is stunning. Zach was still unconvinced. So, you're saying she's prettier than Lily? Word or cheap? Unless you bring her here for us to see, we're not going to believe you. Lily didn't believe it either. She couldn't believe Alex could find a girlfriend prettier than her. Alex looked at Zach, who was clearly picking a fight, and said calmly, I'm just stating a fact. Whether you believe it or not is your business. Why do I have to prove it to you? In reality, Miss Sophia had almost come to the reunion herself to prove just how beautiful she was. She had wanted to come with him, her reason being that some of his classmates didn't seem like good people, and she was worried he would be bullied. She wanted to come and have his back. Alex couldn't even imagine what that would have been like. Worried she would sense his true feelings about her tagging along, he was stressing out. But just before they were about to leave, Sophia got a phone call and had to go. Before she left, she didn't forget to tell him to be back on time. The reunion was just as boring as he had expected. Alex thought about the task Sophia had given him, and his head started to ache again. He wasn't bothered by Zach implying he was poor, but Sophia wouldn't stand for it. She had furiously transferred him $1 million and ordered him to use the money to shut down anyone who laughed at him. He had to be the one to calm her down and tell her not to bother with clowns. In the end, Sophia compromised, telling him he had to spend at least $100,000 tonight. $100,000. Not 10, not 100, not even 1,000. For a normal family, that was a huge amount of money. Raised with good values, Alex wasn't materialistic or competitive. His idea of a perfect life was simply a happy one with the people he loved and who loved him back. Money was a basic necessity for that happiness. Enough was enough. When his parents gave him a $50 allowance, he would manage to save $45. The task of spending $100,000 in one night was giving him a headache. This reunion was pointless. Sitting here was a waste of time. He might as well leave early and get on with his mission. Sophia had just told him to spend the money. Her exact words were, I won't let anyone think my boyfriend is a broke loser. Alex, you need to learn how to be a man who spends money. I'll be in charge of making it, and you'll be in charge of helping me spend it. Since she only specified that he had to spend it, not how he had to spend it, it wasn't actually that difficult. To spend a lot of money quickly, you just had to buy expensive things. Real estate, cars, and luxury goods were all good choices. But he'd pass on the house and car for now. That would involve complicated paperwork and the question of whose name to put on the title. Of course, Alex knew that with Sophia's wealth, she wouldn't care whose name was on anything. Still, he wanted to keep things separate. Alex had an idea. He would use Sophia's money to buy her a gift. Sorry, everyone, I have to go. Lily looked over, her expression cool and tinged with mockery. Alex, we were just talking about the fundraising drive for the hurricane disaster down south, and you're leaving now? Alex was confused. He had been so preoccupied with what gift to get Sophia that he hadn't heard a word they were saying. Jake shot Lily a surprised look and whispered to Alex, Is it just me? Or is Lily acting different? It's like she's targeting you. You think she's jealous you have a girlfriend, even though she didn't say yes to you? Jealous? Give me a break. Lily's loyal simp, Zach Johnson, jumped in. Exactly, Alex. Your social awareness is a little low. We were all concerned you were having a hard time and generously pitched in $1,000 for your tuition. Now, our fellow citizens in other cities are suffering from a natural disaster. We should all do what we can. Even if you're tight on cash, you're not going to use that as an excuse to run off without giving a single penny, are you? It doesn't have to be a lot. 10 or 20 bucks would be something. Besides, we just gave you $1,000. Alex was speechless. That wad of cash in his pocket had felt awkward at first, but he'd gotten used to it. If Zach hadn't brought it up, he would have forgotten all about it. The news about the hurricane down south had been everywhere the last few days. Many people had lost their homes. People from all over the country were lending a hand, donating money, supplies, and time to help the victims rebuild. A charity organization was holding a fundraising drive downstairs in the hotel lobby. Lily, ever the beautiful and kind-hearted one, had immediately urged her classmates to go down and donate. There were two ways to donate: cash or mobile payment. The wealthy Zach, eager to project an image of a rich and righteous man in front of Lily, led the way by stuffing $200 in cash into the donation box. Jake scoffed. He's really trying too hard to show off he has money. Who even carries cash these days? It wasn't that Jake was just picking on Zach. He was stating a fact. When Zach invited Alex, he had already planned to use the donation as a way to humiliate him. He had specifically withdrawn $3,000, $1,000 as a prop to shame Alex, and the other $2,000 to pay for dinner. Mobile payments were convenient, but they didn't have the same visceral impact of showing people how rich he was. Everyone else chose to donate using their phones. Lily followed suit. She smiled sheepishly. I just used my allowance to buy some health supplements for my grandma, so I don't have much left. Sorry, after setting aside bus fare, this is all I can give. She donated $20 and successfully painted herself as a filial granddaughter. Everyone went up one by one to donate. Jake gave $200. In the end, only Alex was left. It was ironic that Lily, who had proposed the idea of donating, had given the least amount. While charity is about giving what you can, she had made the biggest show out of the smallest contribution. Alex's phone buzzed with a notification. It was a transfer from Jake for $200 with a note. I was planning to donate more anyway. You can donate this for me. A warmth spread through Alex's chest. Was Jake worried he wouldn't be able to donate and would be embarrassed? Had he forgotten that Alex had $1,000 in cash in his pocket from his kind-hearted classmates? Lily stood to the side, looking at Alex with disdain. For a cheapskate who wouldn't even buy a girl a boba tea, being asked to donate must feel like pulling teeth. But with everyone watching, could he really get away with not giving a single cent? She was curious to see how much he would give. If it was too little, wouldn't he be embarrassed? Then she remembered how that idiot Zach had messed up. Alex was so thick-skinned, he had taken the money without batting an eye. He had just been handed a free grand, and it infuriated her. Zach urged him on. Alex, if you don't have money, just say so. I could spot you $20. It's no big deal. Someone else chimed in, pretending to be casual. Doesn't he have money on him? That someone was, of course, Lily. She spoke just loud enough for everyone to hear. Another person whispered in agreement. Someone just kindly donated to him. He should be grateful and pay it forward. Even if he can't give a lot, a little something is better than nothing. Yeah, is he really going to be that shameless? Jake, fiercely protective of his friend, couldn't stand hearing them talk bad about him. He blew up. Lily, Alex hasn't even had a chance to walk up there yet. Which one of your eyes saw him not donating? Lily's eyes immediately welled up with tears. Why are you yelling at me? I was just reminding him in case he forgot. I didn't say anything wrong. Alex's disgust for Lily was visceral. Do my affairs need a reminder from you? Who do you think you are? The atmosphere tonight had been tense and unpleasant, but for the most part, everyone had stopped short of outright hostility. Alex's words, however, were a clear and deliberate slap in the face, leaving Lily no room to save face. Her delicate face flushed crimson, and she was so stunned she couldn't utter a word. Zach, ever the white knight, stepped forward. Alex, you. He was about to defend Lily's honor when he saw Alex calmly pull the $1,000 wad of cash from his pocket. He thought Alex would peel off a single bill and toss it in, but instead he dropped the entire stack into the donation box. Everyone was stunned, except for Jake. Jake knew Alex well. He was a person of strong principles and integrity who never wanted to burden others. He always handled his own problems and refused help, let alone charity from someone like Zach Johnson. The only reason he had pocketed that money was because he knew Zach was trying to mess with him, so he decided to play along and turn the tables. The young woman from the charity organization thanked Alex profusely. Zach was seething. He had donated $200, but Alex had donated $1,000, 5 times more, completely stealing his thunder. The problem was the $1,000 Alex had donated was his money. There was no way he would let this slide. He was about to open his mouth with a sarcastic comment when he heard Alex speak to the staffer. You don't have to thank me, Alex said. Every single one of my classmates here contributed to that $1,000. Alex wasn't stupid. Even though Zach claimed the money was a donation from everyone, he knew it was Zach's own money, intended to humiliate him. He had turned down $10 billion from Sophia. What made anyone think he'd care about $1,000 from Zach Johnson? The charity worker looked at him with immense admiration. Zach felt even worse. Whether Alex donated it in his own name or in the name of the group, he alone was getting all the credit for being a noble and great person. But again, it was his money. Zach pressed on. You donated the money that was given to you. What about you personally? Aren't you going to contribute anything yourself? Jake couldn't take it anymore. Why was this dog, Zach, so obsessed with biting Alex tonight? He really wanted to punch him. Alex shot him a look of utter disdain. Idiot. Ignoring him, he pulled out his phone and aimed it at the QR code for donations. Zach stood by, making snide remarks. It's okay to donate a little. Everyone knows you're not well off. When it comes to charity, you just do what you can. We understand. Lily, meanwhile, was silently wondering how much Alex would donate. $10? Maybe $5? After all, this was the guy who wouldn't even buy her a boba tea. May all the cheap men in the world who want to get a girl without spending a dime be single for all eternity. Alex scanned the code and began typing in a number. Jake was standing closest to him. He saw Alex type a 2 followed by 2 zeros. Although Jake had secretly sent him $200, he thought to himself that 100 would have been fine. Most of the people there had donated 100. But then, to his disbelief, Alex tapped another 0. He knows you're a compassionate guy, but how much do you make in a day at your job? You have to make sure you can take care of yourself before you help others. In the midst of his daze, he saw Alex press 2 more zeros. Jake thought his eyes were playing tricks on him. He rubbed them and looked again. A 2 followed by 5 zeros. That was right. What was Alex doing? Had Zach's provocations driven him insane? No, that couldn't be right. His friend never stooped to arguing with idiots. And even if Alex impulsively wanted to donate $200,000, he didn't have that kind of money. Jake subtly tugged on Alex's sleeve, silently pleading, "Dude, that's enough. Stop messing around." He could see Zach craning his neck trying to get a look. If he saw that number on the screen, he would laugh his head off. Alex glanced at him, thought for a moment, and then his finger tapped the amount field again. Jake breathed a sigh of relief. But in the next second, his eyes shot wide open. Alex had deleted the 2 and replaced it with a 5. $500,000. He's donating $500,000. Bro, can you please stop messing around? After changing the amount, Alex pressed the pay button without hesitation. Jake covered his eyes. Zach's eyes were already glued to Alex's phone screen. He could already imagine the roaring laughter from Zach and some of the other jerks. He decided that to save himself the auditory assault, he would grab his friend and bolt the second the donation was over. He would drag him, kicking and screaming if he had to, into a taxi and straight to a hospital to get his head checked. There's a time and a place for jokes, and this wasn't it. His reputation was about to be ruined. $500,000. Even if you scraped together everything Alex's family owned, you wouldn't get $500,000. They had been friends for years. He knew his family situation. It wasn't as dire as Zach's malicious rumors made it out to be, but they weren't well off either. Otherwise, why would he have started working the second he graduated? Zach was staring intently at Alex's phone screen, already gearing up to mock him. He turned to look at Lily. "Guess how much Alex is donating?" he said, holding up 5 fingers. Lily, feigning understanding, replied, $5? It's not much, but it's a token of his compassion for the victims. Jenna didn't believe it for a second. Ever since she'd sized up his outfit, she suspected he was a secret rich kid. She leaned in closer and covered her mouth in shock. $500,000. Alex is donating $500,000. Hearing Jenna's gasp, Jake wanted to die. Great. Now everyone knew Alex was pretending to donate $500,000. Lily was stunned. What? Alex is donating $500,000? Is this some kind of joke? Zach scoffed. Alex, do you think this is a game? Hurry up. Don't waste everyone's time. We still have to go back and eat. Just as he finished speaking, Alex completed the payment. Payment of $500,000 successfully received. As the confirmation tone sounded, Jake's eyes flew open. What had he just heard? He wasn't hallucinating, was he? A strange silence fell over the group. Many were so shocked their mouths hung open in an O shape. Lily's voice trembled as she spoke. Alex, you actually donated $500,000. Alex ignored her. The charity workers were dumbfounded. Since they had started their street fundraising tonight, the largest donation they had received was $20,000. A $500,000 donation. It was too much. Overwhelmed with gratitude, they stammered, "Teach, thank you, sir, for your generous contribution. On behalf of the disaster victims, we thank you." Alex's expression was calm, completely lacking the self-satisfied air Zach had when he donated his $200. It wasn't his money anyway. Besides, charity wasn't a performance. No matter whose money it was, he genuinely wanted to help those in need. Alex said coolly, "Don't thank me. You should thank Sophie. She entrusted me to donate this money to the victims on her behalf." The staffer looked confused. "Who's Sophie?" Alex smiled faintly. "She's my girlfriend." With that, he ignored his classmates, whose jaws had nearly hit the floor, and patted Jake on the shoulder. "Let's go." Jake jolted as if struck by lightning, his expression dazed as he stared at his best friend. He felt like he was looking at a stranger. He let Alex lead him away from the hotel, his mind in a fog. A couple of steps later, the night breeze hit him, and he began to clear his head. He slapped Alex's hand off his shoulder and stared at him as if he were a complete stranger. Alex felt a headache coming on. Explaining this to Jake was going to be a problem, but the headache lasted only 3 seconds before he felt a sense of calm. "Bro," Jake began, taking a deep breath. "I'm going to call you bro one more time. Tell me, was everything I just saw and heard a hallucination?" "No," Alex said. Jake nodded, surprisingly composed. "Okay, next question. Did you really donate $500,000? Alex grunted in affirmation. Jake took several deep breaths. Where did the money come from? Don't tell me you donated your family's entire life savings. From what I know, your family doesn't have that much. Alex told him the truth. Sophie gave it to me. Why would she give you so much money? I'm her boyfriend. So, Jake closed his eyes, unable to accept the conclusion he was drawing. So, bro, you're being kept by this Sophie. Alex was speechless. After a moment, he thought about it. Was that what this was? He tried to save some face. It's not like that. How old is she? Don't tell me she's 50. Jake cried out in anguish. His friend was only 18, a flower in his prime. How could he be ruined by some old woman? If he spent too much time with an old woman, would they even have anything in common anymore? Could they still hang out? But that wasn't the main point. The point was his friend was not the type to sell his soul for money. If before he was worried Alex had lost his mind, now he was seriously suspecting his friend had been possessed. Some strange soul was using his handsome friend's body to shamelessly hook up with a rich old lady. Alex had no idea what kind of horrifying scenarios Jake was imagining, but if he could read minds, he would have sighed and admitted that his actual situation was far more terrifying than anything Jake could dream up. Except Sophia wasn't a 50-year-old cougar. She's 18. 18? I don't believe you. Alex was exasperated. Why have I ever lied to you? We've been friends for years. You don't trust me? Jake studied him with a strange expression, then suddenly blurted out, My birthday is next month. Where are you getting me? Alex was baffled. Are you nuts? Your birthday's in December. Asking for a gift now is shameless. He stopped short, a look of disbelief crossing his face before he chuckled. You don't think I'm not me, do you? Jake let out a quiet sigh of relief. The person in front of him was still his friend, but the situation still felt surreal. Hold on, let me get this straight. Jake scratched his head in frustration. You were working your part-time job, and then suddenly you said you were going on a business trip. I thought it was weird then. What kind of business trip does a temp with no experience go on? You weren't on a business trip, were you? You lied to us. That's when you met this Sophie, and you went off to date her. Alex gave a reluctant nod. Something like that. But that doesn't make sense. We've graduated now. It's not like dating is forbidden. You could have just told us you were in a relationship. Why be so secretive? Did that Sophie tell you to say that? Alex, man, you've always been smarter than me. You're not being scammed, are you? Meeting Jake's worried and scrutinizing gaze, Alex sighed silently. It was a long story. Don't overthink it. The reason I kept it from everyone is that the gap between Sophie and me is huge. I'm not sure where we'll end up, so just trust me, I'm not being scammed. Oh, and about my parents. I'll tell them about Sophie and me when the time is right. He couldn't hide it forever. Besides, try to hide it would surely anger Sophia, so it wasn't an option. Relationships are complicated. Breakups are normal. He would placate Sophia for now, and if they broke up later, so be it. Young love rarely lasts anyway. Jake said, I won't say anything to your aunt and uncle. But man, you were terrifying today. Donating $500,000 like that. Where's Zach and the others going to think? Alex hadn't considered what his classmates would think. Who cared what they thought? To be blunt, after 3 years as classmates, his relationship with most of them was superficial. After graduation, they would all go their separate ways. They were just passers-by in each other's lives. Jake suddenly grinned. But man, that was satisfying. After you donated that $500K, the look on Zach's face was like he'd swallowed 100 flies. That guy is such a jerk. I don't know where he heard you couldn't afford tuition, trying to humiliate you with $1,000. Huh, I wonder how much his face hurts right now. Alex hadn't donated the $500,000 to show anyone up or to prove he wasn't poor. He simply wanted to help the disaster victims. With Sophia's money. At this stage, he was in fact quite poor. That's why he felt he couldn't accept the thanks from the charity staff. It was Sophia's money, so it should be donated in her name, even though he suspected she couldn't care less about such things. Jake, having had his laugh, remembered someone else. Oh, right? What's the deal with Lily Thompson? Just hearing Lily's name made Alex feel sick. Her? She's a calculating, manipulative gold digger hiding in plain sight. You should stay away from her too. She's got layers of deception. You're no match for her. Jake was taken aback. It was the first time he had ever heard Alex describe a girl so sharply, let alone a girl he used to like. If anyone else had said that about the popular, well-liked Lily Thompson, he would have thought they were being cruel. But coming from his best friend, Jake thought back to Lily's subtle jabs at Alex all evening and realized his friend was right. She really wasn't a good person. Meanwhile, back in the private room at the Grand Hyatt, the earlier laughter and tension had vanished. Everyone sat around the large circular table, the feast of delicacies before them having lost all its appeal. Zach was still in disbelief. How could Alex Turner donate $500,000? How could he be so rich? Lily hadn't recovered from the shock either. She felt like she had suffered a great loss tonight. Among the crowd, perhaps only Jenna was relatively calm. Although she had suspected Alex was a secret rich kid, she never imagined he would be that rich. She had been sitting next to him, witnessing the whole thing. He hadn't even blinked when donating $500,000. It was so masculine, so decisive. She loved handsome men who treated money like dirt. A certain smugness crept into her voice. Didn't you guys notice what he was wearing tonight? All top-tier luxury brands. I took a close look. Those shoes on his feet, guess how much they're worth? Seeing their blank faces, still reeling from the revelation that one of their own was an absurdly wealthy heir, Jenna didn't drag it out. $25,000. A collective gasp went through the room. Just for a pair of shoes? Are they really worth that much? Look at you, so clueless. It's called being so poor your imagination is limited. Zach's face was grim. The designer shoes he was wearing, which he had been casually mentioning cost only $1,000, now seemed like cheap knockoffs compared to Alex's. Lily frowned. Alex can't be that rich. His family lives in a rundown old apartment building. What rich person lives in a place like that? To save face, Zach resorted to the most malicious speculation he could think of. He slammed his hand on the table, arriving at the same conclusion as Jake. I know. He's being kept by someone. That's Sophie. She must be some old, ugly rich woman. The kind with rolls of fat on her stomach that could trap flies. The world has gone to hell. I never thought Alex was that kind of person. A dazed Jake received a call from his mother and left in a stupor. Before he went, he repeatedly told Alex to talk to him first if anything came up and not to treat him like a stranger. From his earnest pleas, Alex could hear his friend's deep worry that he had gone astray. It was both heart-wrenching and amusing. What good would it do to tell him the truth? No one could help him. He sighed and started walking down the street, heading through the city center. The streets were bustling, lined with shops. Ahead was a high-end shopping mall, home to a collection of luxury brands he had never set foot in before. Firstly, because he had no need for anything they sold, and secondly, because he couldn't afford them. Alex walked into a jewelry store. Under the attentive service of the staff, he was carefully selecting a piece when he suddenly remembered that Sophia didn't seem to like wearing jewelry. At least, in his past life, he had never seen her wear any. Of course, he had mostly seen her at home. She might wear some to accessorize when she went out. The thought was startling. He didn't know Sophia as well as he thought. With her wealth, there was nothing she lacked. What she lacked was something he bought for her. So, Alex reasoned, it didn't matter what he bought, especially since he was using her money. What mattered was the gesture. Over the next hour, spending someone else's money, he experienced what it was like to spend lavishly and be treated like a king. He had donated $50,000 and just spent another $62,000 for a total of $112,000. He had successfully completed Sophia's mission. It was getting late. Time to head back. Hey, look, is that Alex Turner? The classmates, still stunned by the $500,000 donation, had finished their tasteless, expensive dinner and were standing on the sidewalk saying their goodbyes. Someone with sharp eyes spotted a tall, handsome figure across the street and let out an excited whisper. As if on cue, everyone's head snapped in that direction, collectively triggered by the name Alex Turner. Before, when people mentioned Alex Turner, they thought of his handsome face, his quiet and reserved personality, his distant demeanor, and his 3-year reign as the top student. No one had ever associated him with being a rich heir. And certainly, no one would have associated him with being a sugar baby for a wealthy older woman. Alex was sunny and handsome, with a gentle and refined air. His skin was fair for a boy, but he didn't come across as effeminate at all. He had a noble and elegant temperament that was impossible to reconcile with the derogatory term sugar baby. Out of jealousy and disbelief, Zach had speculated that Alex was being kept, and now he was firmly convinced of it. His reasoning was simple. Alex had been unremarkable for 3 years, so why, the moment he graduated and got a job, was he suddenly decked out in designer clothes and spending money like water? His logic convinced some of the others. A Rolls-Royce, its body gleaming under the city lights, purred down the street, gliding past the group of students. It successfully drew everyone's attention away from Alex. Jen mused, "You don't think that car is here to pick up Alex, do you?" Zach reacted like a cat whose tail had been stepped on. "No way. That's impossible." He stared at the car, fantasizing about riding in it one day. Man, that would be the life. Lily pursed her lips. "Jenna, can't you see he's clearly waiting for a taxi?" In her mind, she was thinking, if Alex is so rich and loves to show off, Let's see him conjure up a Rolls-Royce to impress us. The thought had barely crossed her mind when she saw the luxury car slow down about 30 feet ahead and come to a stop right in front of Alex. Jenna gasped, "Oh my God, that car really is here for him." Lily was speechless, her eyes glued to the scene across the street. Alex was standing with his side to them, so they couldn't see his expression. They could only see him lean down slightly to speak to the driver, clearly familiar with him. Then, something even more shocking happened. The driver's side door of the Rolls-Royce opened, and a middle-aged man in a perfectly tailored suit and with impeccable manners got out. He first took the shopping bags from Alex's hands, then personally opened the rear passenger door for him, making a respectful gesture to invite him in. Alex gave a slight nod, ducked his head, and got into the car. The man thoughtfully closed the door for him, returned to the driver's seat, and the car drove off, disappearing from their sight. The moment Alex settled into the car, a subtle fragrance filled the air. The girl who'd been listlessly curled up on the back seat immediately came to life, wrapping her arms tightly around his waist and burying her face in his chest, taking a deep, greedy breath. Alex was getting used to this. He was surprised by his own adaptability. After just a few days, he had grown accustomed to Sophia's constant touching. Charles Harrington kept his eyes on the road, perfectly playing the part of the invisible man. Alex thought for a moment, then hesitantly wrapped his arms around Sophia in return. She was thin, of average height, and in his tall frame, she seemed especially small and delicate. In his arms, she was as docile as a kitten. No one spoke for the rest of the ride. From the heavy, somber atmosphere, Alex could tell Sophia was in a bad mood. Since the first day, he had been forced to be hyper-aware of her emotions. When her mood soured, it meant trouble for him. As Charles had put it, Mr. Turner, for you, the young miss is actually very easy to placate. You just have to yield a little, be a little more compliant, and she won't make things difficult for you. And it was true. In the past, every one of her mood swings had been triggered by his resistance. But this time he was calm. He was certain that whatever was bothering her had nothing to do with him. The Reed mansion was brightly lit, but as he walked inside, it was eerily quiet. While Sophia went to take a shower, Charles approached him, his face etched with worry. "Mr. Turner, the young miss is in a bad mood." "I know, I'm not blind," Alex thought. "She only has you now. Please, take good care of her." The phrase, "she only has you now," startled Alex. He looked around the vast, empty space. Where is everyone else? Usually at this time of day, there were staff members bustling about. Charles gave him a meaningful look. "Does Mr. Turner not know?" Alex was getting tired of his cryptic act. "If I knew, I wouldn't be asking you." Charles reminded him, "You expressed a dislike for having too many people around. So, the young miss gave an order. Whenever you are present, all non-essential personnel are to make themselves scarce." Alex was momentarily stunned, then remembered he had indeed said something about not liking too many people in the house. He was utterly speechless. "Mr. Turner, I leave the young miss in your care." "I should take my leave as well," Charles said, giving Alex a solemn bow. The weight on Alex's shoulders, already heavy, grew heavier still. Entrusted by the entire Reed household to take care of their young miss, he now found himself sitting across the dining table from a freshly showered Sophia. Her hair was down, looking soft and messy around her shoulders, making her seem harmless. They ate their dinner in undisturbed silence. He hadn't even taken a bite of his food, but he had already snuck several glances at her. She was clearly sad, a faint melancholy in her eyes, but she was trying hard to act as if nothing was wrong, even propping her chin on her hand and asking him if he had missed her during their time apart. They had been apart for less than 3 hours. What was there to miss? Besides, he was in a fake relationship. "I did," he said, telling her what she wanted to hear. He immediately felt a pang of self-loathing. No matter how much he tried to justify his actions, his pride still got the better of him sometimes. To alleviate his guilt, he asked back, "Did Sophie miss me?" "I did," she replied without hesitation. Even though he was biased against her, Alex had to admit that her "I did" sounded far more sincere than his. In any case, since he had changed his strategy, his life at the Reed mansion had become much easier. His appetite had improved, and he started to eat. Sophia put down her chopsticks and just watched him, her chin resting on her hand. Her quiet, peaceful gaze made him feel as though he were a beautiful painting to her, something she could look at to forget all her troubles. Alex had always been self-aware and never thought too highly of himself. But Sophia's attitude and the way she looked at him had, without him even realizing it, elevated him to some new, unfamiliar height. "Why did you stop eating? Don't you like it?" "I just don't have an appetite," Sophia said. shaking her head. Then a thought made her smile faintly. Is the food out there not as good as the food at home? The word home made Alex feel strange. This wasn't his home. He had a home, but he couldn't go back to it. It was incredibly frustrating. Speaking of which, he had gone to a reunion and hadn't eaten a single bite. He had arrived late, and looking at Zach and Lily's faces hadn't exactly whetted his appetite. He had just inadvertently shown off and come back. By the way, have you heard about the hurricane disaster? There was a fundraiser on the street, and I took the liberty of donating $500,000 in your name. You're not mad, are you? Sophia was unconcerned. You don't have to tell me about small things like that. Anything related to money was a trivial matter to someone who had more than she could ever spend. The only things that mattered were those related to Alex. From the moment Alex had left the mansion until he returned, his every word and action had been under Sophia's surveillance. She was very pleased with how he had mentioned her while he was out. However, contrary to what Alex might think, this wouldn't make her loosen her grip on him. He simply couldn't comprehend how terrified she was of losing him. At 10 o'clock that night, Alex had just dried his hair and was about to get into bed when the door opened. Only Sophia would enter without knocking. Alex froze when he saw her. She was wearing a simple, loose-fitting white nightgown, her long, fluffy hair cascading over her shoulders. She was holding a white pillow and, without a word, started climbing onto his bed. Alex was speechless. He watched as she moved his pillow aside, placed her own down, and lay down, pulling the blanket over herself. Alex opened his mouth, then closed it again. He had wanted to say, "Sophie, I think you're in the wrong room. This is my room." But then the thought seemed ironic. This was the Reed mansion. Everything in it belonged to her. She could sleep in any room she wanted. There was no such thing as his room. He was at best a temporary guest. After a moment's hesitation, he picked up his pillow and turned to leave. "Where are you going?" Sophia asked. "I'll sleep in the guest room downstairs," Alex said. "Your room is here. Why would you go to the guest room?" Her question left him speechless. "Miss, you've taken over my bed, and you have a nerve to ask me why I'm sleeping in the guest room?" Sophia shifted over, patting the empty space beside her. "There's plenty of room for you." In his past life, she had done the same, using the excuse, "I need to keep a close eye on you." It was just sleeping. He had been chained up then, and she had slept on the other side of the bed. There was never any physical contact. Any attempt on her part to get closer would trigger his intense resistance. And it seemed all she wanted was to keep him there, not to do anything more inappropriate than sharing a bed. The brilliant girl had her pride, a beautiful woman offering to share his bed, and under those circumstances, all he felt was an indescribable humiliation. Now, though there were no chains on his hands and feet, the discomfort was so ingrained in his bones that he still felt a deep resistance. It was one thing to say he would comply, but another to actually do it. He needed time to adjust to the new choice he had made in this life. But Sophia wasn't going to give him time to adjust. He should have known that. Still, he had to try. I think I'll just sleep in the guest room. I'm a restless sleeper." Sophia, in her generosity, replied, "It's fine. I don't mind." Alex was at a loss. "It's not about whether you mind. It's not appropriate." "What's not appropriate?" Sophia sat up, her long hair falling over her shoulders, revealing a hint of her collarbone. Alex continued to struggle. "It will ruin your reputation." "What reputation?" "I don't care. Besides, we'll end up sleeping in the same bed eventually. What's the difference between sooner or later?" Seeing the conflict and resistance on his face, her expression hardened, her voice turning cold. "I get it. You have no intention of marrying me at all, do you?" Sensing an impending explosion, Alex gritted his teeth and walked to the bed. The moment he moved, Sophia's mood instantly shifted from stormy to sunny. She really was easy to placate. She seemed tired. After Alex obediently got into bed, she lay back down and closed her eyes wearily. On the large, comfortable bed, Alex lay as stiff as a board. In the darkness, he stared at the ceiling, his tangled mess. He was getting closer and closer to her, so close that they were now sleeping in the same bed. But as long as he kept a clear boundary in his mind, it would be fine. They were just sleeping in the same bed, doing nothing. It was perfectly innocent. Beside him, Sophia's breathing was even and deep. She seemed to be asleep. He was terrified. Lying in bed with her, aside from feeling awkward and unaccustomed, he felt no disgust at all. This was a serious problem. He felt uneasy and desperately tried to analyze the reason. He thought he finally found it. Sophia was a contradictory person, enough to give someone whiplash. She had a domineering side that made you hate her, and a gentle, vulnerable side, whether that was real or not remained to be seen. When she was domineering, you wanted to kill her. When she was gentle, she was strangely pitiable. Like tonight, when she picked him up, she had just held on to him in the car without a word, as if drawing strength from him. It had made her seem so vulnerable, so easily able to evoke a person's protective instincts. At that moment, Alex had thought that if she didn't have that hateful, domineering side, he might not have been able to resist. He might have just given in, held her, cherished her, and protected her. It was this deceptive fragility that had made him lower his guard. He didn't know how much time had passed. Sophia, who had been lying perfectly still beside him, shifted slightly. Then she whispered, "Alex." Alex didn't answer, pretending to be asleep. He was surprised. So she hadn't been asleep either. He felt her move cautiously, inching closer to him. Soon, her soft body was pressing against his. Alex's mind went blank, his entire body tensing up. Sophia reached out, her hand resting on his waist. She murmured, her voice low, "Alex, don't ever leave me, okay?" Alex froze. Her voice held a rare note of pleading. She held him, her body relaxed, her breathing long and even. He could tell she had truly fallen asleep this time. But Alex couldn't close his eyes for a long time. Her almost begging whisper replayed in his mind over and over. He was certain that before she had moved closer, she had thought he was asleep. That meant her whisper was genuine, unfiltered, straight from her heart. Alex knew he was important to her. He had learned that from the immense inheritance and from Charles. But this was the first time he had felt his own importance to her so directly, so powerfully from Sophia herself.